pass from Pierre on Fox. KHTKAM Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's kind of toy. It's a show and tell with me.
That's my wife's line. Is she goes, she's the talker, and she'll go, "You talk for a living. Put a microphone in front of you, and you
talk
go
for a living." That's right.
And then you don't really talk here. But she talks. She goes, "But if you put a microphone in front of me,
that's
and she would."
That's right.
Yeah.
And the "you talk for a living," that is verbatim.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's a handbook or something they all look at. And that's what I say. Look, man, I got to fill 4 hours a day.
It's the job.
It's the job. And look, no one, always have to say this. We're very aware of our job and very aware that there's harder jobs out there. And this isn't,
Name 5.
I can name 3, maybe.
See?
Roofing.
Barely.
Always there.
What do they do?
What do they roof? But, and I've told her, I'm like, look, I tell her the same thing I tell aspiring broadcasters always. What can I do? Next time you're in the shower, grab a shampoo bottle and just
read it.
Just read the ingredient.
Rinse and repeat.
Pick any subject, your favorite subject, the one that you can know like the back of your hand that you could talk about all day long, and just set a timer. You have to have like something waterproof, I guess, to do that. And just talk for 5 minutes. Just talk for 5 minutes straight.
On that topic.
On that top, the best top, the one you're the most interested in the world. Doesn't have to be about sports. Anything. Your kids, yourself. Doesn't matter. Whatever that 600-pound naked and afraid garbage show you're watching. Don't care. See how you feel at the first off, see if you can make it 5 minutes. Because usually they can't. Secondly, see how you feel after that. Now do that for, well, not 4 hours, but 3 hours and 15 minutes. With commercials. And by the way, it's not always about topics that are the number 4 hitter in the baseball line.
Right.
There. You got to talk some 8s and 9s. So I go home, and that's the thing. She's like, I don't ever know. I don't know why I do that voice. I listen to you on your show, and you talk about it. Then you come home, and it's like, I got to pry everything out of you, and I don't ever know what's wrong with you if you're having a, because sometimes I'll be like, look, this is a tough, well, how am I supposed to know it was a tough day? You don't share it. And it's like, I just like listening. Like, I want to hear about your day. I want to hear about the kids. I want to hear all that. Just talk to me.
Do you?
Absolutely not. In no way do I want to at all. But I understand that that's part of the process. And she's, with the children all day. It's like Avery's drawing some mural for school. And she showed me. It's like, oh, it's a great mural. What the hell else? I don't know. Mason volunteered for some camp yesterday, and he had to stamp people's hands, and that was exciting. And I don't know.
You're probably around the kids as much as she is, almost, right?
I
mean, you're
not these days. She's spending a lot of time around the kids.
Yes,
but
I mean, are they getting up early in the morning right now out of school? So
they're
wake up when they wake up.
Wake up when Daddy gets home.
Yeah,
that's usually when the wake up happens.
Unless it's after you go to bed, then maybe there's time. But
Right. We got afternoons and evenings.
Yeah,
for the most part. After I take the nap, but I mean, it's
Daddy's nap time.
Daddy's taking a nap. The door is closed. So last night was a tough one. And I understand a lot of people haven't eaten breakfast yet, but this is going to be one of them conversations. You should all take deep breaths. I apologize in advance, but this is just, let me put it this way. I will give you the headline. I literally.
Let me see if I'm going to click this article.
Okay, let me see. What would be the good headline to this story?
Make it clickbait because we're trying to decide whether we're going to
read
it.
I hear you. Carmichael Dave nearly and repeatedly almost loses consciousness last night.
Oh, I'm clicking.
100%, right?
Yeah.
And it's true.
And then
it's true.
But I need a hook pretty early in the first paragraph or two.
All right.
But I'm clicking for sure.
Okay, so I gave you the headline.
Yeah, I'm clicking.
Let me give you now. So there's a big headline. Here's the sub headline.
Do we have a picture, maybe?
Carmichael Dave nearly loses consciousness multiple times last night. Click the lead. Sometimes the simplest of tasks end up being overwhelmingly physically difficult. And in this case, local radio host Carmichael Dave nearly bit off more than he could chew.
I'm reading.
Okay, we're going.
We're good. You got me.
The subject, and I've talked about this before because I did this a couple months ago. The subject is ear irrigation.
Losing interest.
Yeah.
Gross.
But you got me with the headline and the first paragraph, first sentence, but I'm like, oh boy, this better be good.
I had gone swimming over the weekend, and
is this related to the jump in on Friday?
It might actually be, but this had been happening for a while. Too much information here, but way too much information. Not in a gross way. When I was younger, when I was a kid, shockingly, I talked back one time. Well, I talked back a lot, but one time in particular, I talked back, and my dad went to smack me in the head, and I moved, and his hand cupped my left ear and gave me a perforation, right? He feels terrible about it. It was a total accident. I get it. Yes, I know. Don't hate your kids. Anyways, it happened. So I've had trouble with this ear sometimes, and naturally wearing headphones, your ears, you have headphones on for 4 hours a day. It's a very humid, you got to handle your ears, man. So I had knocked out my right ear a few months ago, and I'd showed you, and I believe I sent you pictures on the text line. It was pretty awesome. This one was far more difficult and got to the point where actually I could not hear. So if you've never done this before, you put these drops in your ear in the morning or when you're ready to do it. You let them sit for about 10 minutes, like this peroxide that's supposed to loosen everything up. Then you take a bulb syringe. All right. By the way, I do. This is not medical advice. Please do not follow this at home. Please follow the instructions or see your doctor. What I do is then I fill a big Tupperware bowl filled with warm to hot water, as hot as I can handle it. And you suck the water in the syringe, and you you put it in your ear hole or near your ear hole, and you squeeze. And the idea is that eventually whatever is impeding your hearing will loosen and will fall out. Now, the problem is this is not an exact science, number one. Number two, you have to lean your head on the side of the sink so that you're at an angle where you're actually putting the water in and up your ear canal. The problem with my sink is that I can't get on my knees and just rest my head because the sink is slightly too high. I have to squat. 47 straight minutes of doing this. And the problem is that you only know you're making progress by the water that is, you can see hitting the white sink, and you can see what's in or what is not in the water. That gives you a hint that you're making progress. Many squirts, there's clear water, but every once in a while, if you see some stuff there, you know, okay, you're loosening stuff. You haven't gotten, and there's inevitably a big something that is going to fall out of your ear canal and splat onto
like a bird.
Like if you take your pinky and from the knuckle to the tip and that circumference, something like that fills the ear canal. It is disgusting. And it also makes you wonder how you heard anything. Well, the problem is apparently when you haven't eaten since like 10 a.m. and you're kneeling or squatting and your head is turned in a 90-degree direction, you tend to, I guess, get dizzy. But I couldn't stop because I was getting so close. And if you stop, everything tightens up again. You have to start the whole process over. Dude, I will tell you the amount, and I'm by myself. I got the door closed. Nobody wants to see this. The amount of times I looked up in the mirror and my face is pale. The only color on my face, let me tell you, is on the left side of my face where there's leave-ins because it's dripping down your face and into the sink, right? Super awesome. When you finally dislodge the thing, it sounds like there's a drum beat in your head in rapid succession as it dislodges from the canal. And it creates a sense of vertigo unlike anything you've ever faced unless you've had vertigo before. And I literally like fell back and landed on my butt, and I caught myself with my hand because I was like, yeah, Chris is giving the look here. So I'm squatting. I'm over the sink. I lose my balance from the vertigo. I fall back onto my butt on the floor, and I would have gone back further, but I stopped myself with my hands. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I did not send you guys a picture this time because it was too much for even me to share, just to give you an idea of what's going on. But I will tell you the good news. I just heard Pat and Tom's last segment while we were doing this show. That's how good my hearing is. I have superhuman hearing. And I would suggest to anyone that this isn't for everybody, but if you're having any sort of issues where you're in the pool, your ears are plugged up, if you're waxy, if whatever, man, first off, go to the doctor and check it out. I've done this for a long time, so I kind of know what I'm doing, but get it checked out. Buy a kit. If they say it's okay, get it done. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. I mean, it is like the great Jimmy V, man. You gotta stay on this thing. But the results, and I don't know, you guys don't have that issue. You're in radio too. I think it's just a genetic thing. Like you guys don't have,
as far as I know,
issues. Although maybe you do.
Maybe it's one of those things like if they really got irrigated, you're like, whoa, that was in there?
Yeah. That's exactly. It's like, how did I hear with anything with this plugging my ear up? So I think we're good. I feel great. I did almost lose consciousness a couple times, but I slept like a damn baby.
How quickly after the irrigation did you feel better? Not just your ear, but like your color, and you gain your equilibrium and your balance.
I went downstairs and I was wearing one of my house shirts, which is a ripped up old, like usually it's a ripped up old sleeveless Affliction shirt that I don't care about.
House
shirts from the night show days. And I go downstairs. Right, exactly. My wife's on the couch. I've got a towel around my neck, and she looks at me, and this is how crazy. She immediately pops up from the couch and is like, "Oh my God, set the screen." Or she's like, "Are you okay? What is wrong with you?"
Were you cleaning your ears again?
Yeah, no, she didn't even catch that at first. And I'm like, it was like I was a boxer that my shirt's all wet. I got sweat everywhere. I'm like, just knocked my ears out. And she's like, "Oh God," she just sits back down. She's like, "Why do you even do that? That's weird." Bottom line is, yeah, everything's great. Took me maybe 10 minutes, hopped in the shower, cleaned my face, amongst other things. And that's a public service announcement to everybody who's probably at some point going to eat breakfast. But
so now you can't swim again.
Now I can't. I know. Well, I should have. with my unathletic jump into the pool, apparently, which is what I got off the text line. Checking in, by the way. Hello, how are you? AB says, my favorite things this morning so far is our guy AB. One of the first texts I saw. Panthers for the dub. Took me a second. I honestly did not know what he was saying at first. Panthers. It was Panthers. But Panthers. Panthers. Those are the people that redo your driveway?
Yes.
Panthers, man, there's money.
That's a good. By the way,
and Jerry Pathers as the Beaver.
Oh my gosh, that's right. But it was Mathers, right?
Yeah.
Or was it? But you're
I'm trying.
Mm-hmm. I had a thought about the usual suspects, but then I forgot it. Somebody I know told me recently that they hadn't seen the movie, but some friend of theirs ruined Sixth Sense and Usual Suspects like in the same conversation. I was thinking about how tragic that is.
Yeah, 20-something years old.
No, I know. You seen the Usual Suspects?
Yes.
Yeah. Great reveal,
Actually,
right?
It was just on one of the recently.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's been making the rounds.
Scoop through it for a few minutes. Yeah.
Draft week continues. Frankie Cartoscelli will join us today as Brendan did yesterday. He will join.
Are you a pizza guy?
Yeah, he is. He is, as a matter of fact. Frankie clicks at 8 a.m. We also had, of course, Sam never breaks news here. So, he had his athletic article yesterday. And everybody needs to just calm down. Okay?
Are they going crazy?
Everybody just needs to chill. All right? YGC, you got to chill. We'll talk about that. And I got an idea. I'm going to float at 7:30. I thought about this last night. I got an idea I want to float when it comes to the whole.
This makes me nervous.
Yeah. It comes to the whole A's in Sacramento thing. It's really spending a lot of time on this.
The turf got you? Our turf conversation?
Turf wars, man.
Yeah.
Got me. I want to talk about that at 7:30. But in the meantime, it is draft week. Leading off is next.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
It's the ride everybody wants to be driving, and Elk Grove Kia has them in stock right now. I'm talking about the 2024 Kia Telluride. And my friends at Elk Grove Kia can get you behind the wheel of a 2024 Telluride SX for only $419 a month, plus taxes and fees. Whenever I see one of these driving down the road or next to me at a red light, I just stop and admire it because the Kia Telluride just looks iconic. And not only is the Kia Telluride beautiful, it's got room for the whole family. There's a seating capacity for up to 7 passengers. Plus, it's loaded with tech. So is the 2024 Kia Telluride the right ride for you and your family? Come on down to Elk Grove Kia and the Elk Grove Auto Mall. Give it a test drive. And just a heads up, when you're here at Elk Grove Kia, you're going to be treated very well. You're not going to get this kind of car buying experience in Roseville, Vacaville, Sacramento, or Davis. That's why Elk Grove Kia has so many 5-star reviews. Again, check them out in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online, elkgrovekia.com. 24-month lease, $0 security deposit, 20 cents per mile over 10,000 miles per year, $4,999 due at signing based on approval of credit. VIN number 501850, ends June 30th, 2024.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
We're still a little over 48 hours away, and we don't know who exactly the Atlanta Hawks are going to take with that number 1 pick. There's a lot of belief that they're leaning towards Zachary Richichet, the French wing, 6'9", great skills on the outside. But Alex Sarr, the big man from France, is an interesting key situation here because he has refused to work out for the Hawks, trying, the league believes, to force his way to Washington at 2. But the Hawks are sending out a message today that they are still willing to take Alex Sarr. So let's see how that develops over the next 2 days. Where this draft is going to really begin, people believe, is at the number 3 pick with the Houston Rockets. Donovan Clingan out of UConn is a player that some teams may be willing to move up for. And if he is not picked by the Hawks or Wizards, it's possible the Rockets could move this pick. They're very deep at center. They would not be interested in necessarily doing that. But they have made it clear that that pick is going to be available, and they're listening to offers.
That's a jam. What does guy look? I'm not going to lie.
Windhorse talks and plays at the same time on the keyboard.
Wouldn't that be great if he's just sitting there, just banging away on the keys, talking? Yeah. That was, hey, someone should sample that.
Yeah. So much easier when it's Victor Wembanyama and you've got the first pick. And it's like, yeah, we don't need 5 minutes.
And we also don't need cool beats behind us. It's a great draft.
We're taking.
This is going to be a ride.
Yeah.
And honestly, this is one of those times. I'm honestly thinking, Jason, I won't do it, but really would be a good time to put the phone down. Be a great time to put the phone down, get on, and maybe just tweet about pick reactions. But I don't want to see Woj or Shams this year because it really is like, oh my, I want to be surprised real time. Because it sounds like there's gonna be a lot of surprises real time.
Yeah. I mean, I guess unfortunately I've gotten used to that, which is a sad because it really bothered me at the beginning. I'm like, well, I don't want to see that, but wait, everybody else knows. Right. So I guess and some of the times it's like, wait, they're on TV, pick 5, and they're telling us who's going 7th. And I'm like, wait, we haven't even announced 5 or 6. But in the rare occasion, I love the story from the Bagley year, but it was when it was Denver's pick at 12 and they were stuck. They didn't have it. And all of a sudden they announced that they draft. Like in real time, it was Michael Porter Jr.
That's right.
They probably took all that. Like this was one that was truly unknown, which was, hey, we're all in this together for a change.
I'm looking at I just picked 1993 out of
great draft.
Out of my butt. Chris Webber, number 1.
Oh yeah.
So here's the thing, though.
Was Penny 2?
Penny was 3.
3. Who went 2? Oh, give me the team.
The Sixers.
That's not helping me. Oh, wait, yes. Big man, BYU, Sean Bradley.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. I wasn't even going to help. I knew you'd get it. Chris Webber was a sophomore. Weirdly enough, Sean Bradley was a freshman. Penny was a junior. Jamal Mashburn was a junior. Then you go senior, Bobby Hurley. Senior, Vin Baker. Junior, senior. Wow. Senior, junior. Senior, junior, and you get the idea.
Dinosaurs today.
100% dinosaurs. Now, look, I'm not trying to make a statement on it was big.
Just changed.
I'm simply saying it has changed so much, and honestly, it's hurt the draft. Not the players, not the NBA. I'm not getting into that. That's fine. I'm saying when you got to know.
I think it's for college basketball.
That's what I'm talking about. You got to know these guys for 2, 3, 4 years in college basketball. Wondering what will they be like in the pros? How would they work for this team? Oh, look at this guy. Look at how he's grown since his freshman year. The only ones that went freshman or sophomore were like the super duper studs. You stayed in for your senior year. I still remember, wasn't it Corey Maggette? God, why do I have this in my head? Like Corey Maggette was the first underclassman to leave one of Krzyzewski's teams or something like that and promised that he'd go back and get his degree. Like that used to be a thing. Now it's like if you've made it past a freshman at Duke, for example, then you're probably not very good.
Yeah.
The draft has suffered because of that. Just because tonight, for example, look, you might have 4 Hall of Famers and 17 All-Stars. Dude, I know like 3 of these guys, and even then I barely I know Zach Edey from March Madness.
Yeah.
I don't know who the hell Zachary Richachet is.
Right.
I don't know Alex Sarr. I literally could not pick the 2 of them out of a lineup unless it was a lineup of normal people and they're like the 7-foot guy. But if they were standing against 6 other 7-footers, I have no idea.
Yeah, and the year Atlanta won it, right? They had low odds to win the draft. They win the draft lottery, which always feels like you've done something that's nice.
Right.
But of all years, it's like I think they are so going to be under scrutiny because when you pick first, much like when the Kings pick second, look, they didn't get it right, but that kills you when you don't get it right.
That's
so
right.
There's a lot of pressure, and if there's not that much separation with a lot of these picks, and the 6th pick is the best player in the draft and you missed, that hurts you.
And that's why simultaneously people are like, well, these picks aren't worth much. Also, these picks are worth a lot.
Right.
Because you 100% could get the best player in the draft at 13.
Yep.
This is that. You weren't doing that last year.
No.
You could.
You wanted one.
All right. Number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
One, it's like how much better can we get as players who are here? You know, what could happen as far as trades or draft or what may happen. I mean, I look at what we have, and I think what could have been, what could we have done better throughout this season. And obviously there are things, you know, if we make our free throws, you know, we probably have 51 wins. Like it's small that start to add up and start to snowball effect into a season. And now we're looking at it like, damn, we didn't make the playoffs. We weren't that good of a team, which could be true, which could not be true. But what can we do next year to put us in a better spot? And those are obviously we have to look ourselves in the mirror as players. What could we have done better? And then, you know, obviously the front office, you know, what do we bring in to be a better team to compete in this hard conference? And that's pretty much it.
That's De'Aaron Fox. We will talk about this quite a bit. An explosive kind of article from Anthony Slater and our friend Sam Amick. Well, both our friends. The paragraph in question is this: Fox's future looms in the background as league sources say the All-Star guard has decided to not sign an extension this year, in part because he wants to see how the roster takes shape for the long haul. And the roof blew off of everything. The Malik Monk feel-good vibes are gone. Monty and Vivek have screwed things up again. And where will De'Aaron Fox's next team be? That's where some people are at. We're going to have this conversation. We're going to calm you down if you're one of the people that needs calming down. Everybody just take a freaking deep breath. There is nothing to see here. When we get back, we'll take a look at part of that article as well. Not the De'Aaron Fox part, the Alex Caruso part. We'll talk about that next.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
Going deep down the sideline for Ayuk. He's got it, and he's gone. 10, 5, touchdown! San Francisco! Ayuk is on fire!
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, Major League Baseball going to Birmingham's historic Rickwood Field for the very important tribute to the Negro Leagues is also a reminder of the A's history in Birmingham. The 1967 Birmingham A's won the Southern League Championship, is considered one of the greatest minor league teams of all time, and featured the likes of Joe Rudy, Tony La Russa, Raleigh Fingers, Dave Duncan, and Reggie Jackson.
Want to save on some of the biggest names in streaming on the network made for streaming? Now through September 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for 12 months with a 1-year contract. And for just $15 a month, add the new Stream Saver that includes Peacock, Apple TV Plus, and Netflix for just $35 a month. Switch at Xfinity.com today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay to store bank account. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular internet rates apply. Currently $54 a month. Actual speeds vary. Stream Saver requires Xfinity internet or TV and price subject to change.
Get ready to fuel your spirit of adventure with Kia Vacaville Summer Sticker Sales Event. It's time to crank up the excitement. Calling all thrill seekers. Are you ready for an adrenaline-packed journey? Introducing the Kia Telluride, the ultimate companion for your next adventure. Picture this: blazing trails through uncharted territories, conquering the wild with the power and precision of the Kia Telluride. With Kia Vacaville, you can join the expedition and experience the thrill of off-road exploration like never before. With its rugged design and cutting-edge features, the Kia Telluride is your passport to unforgettable adventures. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Head to Kia Vacaville today and gear up for the adventure of a lifetime during their summer sticker sales event. Your adventure starts now. Kia Vacaville, where every journey is an adventure. Visit Kia Vacaville today. Model availability, lease options, and features may vary. Please visit Kia Vacaville for more details.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton and Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton and Price in your corner. When you call Ashton and Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real live person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
At the Good Feet store, we take pain very seriously. Whether in the foot, knee, hip, or back, Good Feet makes over 300 styles, flexibilities, and sizes of pain-relieving arch supports. With 26 bones, 30 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments in each foot, a lot can go painfully wrong. So there's a trained arch support specialist at each Good Feet store to give you a precision fit. Come in for a free fitting and test walk. No appointment necessary. Good Feet arch supports are HSA, FSA eligible.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder. Feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
So this is weird. It's raining outside. Both Jason and Verlon immediately turn their heads like puppies, huh? Go to the window. Now, when I say raining, I mean water is falling from the sky. I would say it's technically more of a drizzle, but I went outside to go get my my little Nutri-Grain bars I left in my car, and I smelled something funny, which is really normal for here, yeah. And I got to my car, and I realized that funny smell was like that desert rain smell, and my car, as it's yours, by the way, that'd be weird if it didn't have a lot of raindrops on them. Keep in mind, it's going to be 99 degrees today, according to the weather report.
That's really cooling down.
Yeah. It's gonna be a fun, humid day today. And in fact, MC, I just said, hey, I miss humidity. Well, you're gonna get it today.
I do not.
This isn't really humidity.
No,
not in the truth.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. God, no, it's not. You're right. And New Orleans is humidity. Florida is humidity.
Yeah.
Mexico is humidity.
Or Tom and Cody just got back from Nashville.
Nashville, humidity.
It was brutal. Yeah.
For here, though, for all the dry
here.
heat Californians. Yeah, I don't know how you miss. I hate humidity so much. It sucks.
When I'm in it, I don't. The only thing I ever hear people say as a positive is it's good for your skin. But I don't think of that when I'm sweating.
That's what I'm saying.
The second I haven't done an activity, step out the door, and you're just sweating.
Is it because maybe your pores are always open, so therefore they can't
I don't know.
They're always clean. I don't know. Either way, if you get a chance, it's one of top 5, on Mount Smellmore. I think summertime rain when there hasn't been rain for a long time is right there with bacon and cookies. I would go bacon, cookies.
Is it the blacktop? Is that the? Because I feel like it's from the street.
Yeah, I feel the same way, but I don't know. I don't know
how to quantify that.
It's everything. It's like if you ever have dehydrated, peppers or something that as soon as you hydrate them, but now imagine that, but the world is dehydrated and everything is the grass and the flower and the bee and the blacktop are all
we're breathing.
We're breathing again. And then you go out and it's
water me.
One of the things in the Athletic article, we'll get to the De'Aaron Fox stuff at the top of the hour. Don't you worry, kids. Is Alex Caruso and the idea that the Kings, quote, were close to a trade for defensive ace Alex Caruso last week, according to league sources, offering the number 13 pick to Chicago as the key chip. This is interesting. I could be wrong, and you can get really dangerous when you start playing guess the source, but I find it interesting that the only thing in this article has been the number 13 as the key chip. Notice that there's not any other players.
Right.
That generally means that the source is team related, because you don't want players reading that they were almost traded for X, Y, and Z if you have to, share a bunk with them. So sounds like this might be coming from the Sacramento end. Number 13 pick to Chicago is the key chip. The Bulls instead opted to send Caruso to Oklahoma City for Josh Giddey. I'll start by saying this, Jason. I would have been like, okay, so they say like over the moon. I would have been like over Jupiter.
Wow.
Yes.
You've been way up there.
So far up there, it's redonkulous. Had we gotten Alex Caruso. That's the exact.
No matter what the potential other player could have been, or players, or maybe it was just a pick. You never know.
You mean like potential other players we could have gotten in the?
No. Like if
in the draft.
No, the 13th and.
Oh, well, I mean,
I'm assuming it wasn't
within reason. Yeah, it wasn't some bonus. Right. Within reason, but
yeah, because it probably wouldn't have been.
Had it, but no, it probably wouldn't have. And I don't know, again, we don't know who was part of the deal.
It doesn't matter, yeah.
But I believe Caruso makes just under $10 million. Yeah. Okay. So assuming, and I know that's you and me, but maybe it was Davion Mitchell, Chris Duarte combo. Maybe it was Kevin Herter, and then the Bulls sent something else back.
Could have been Sasha.
Could have been Sasha. Okay, what short of, I will say this, short of Keegan, obviously Fox, Sabonis, and Monk.
Yeah, which I don't think it was any of that.
I'm pretty sure I would have been absolutely
over the moon
with the 13, and that's the pick.
Yeah.
And when you're not asking, but if you gave me a choice between Zach LaVine, Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, and Alex Caruso, I'm taking Alex Caruso on this team.
Okay.
That would have been better than any of the other names I've heard that have been realistic for what this team needs.
And then now, if we got to do this to be fair, if I'm Chicago, I would do the Giddey trade.
I would. That's the other thing.
Yeah, so why didn't the Kings make it? Well, because you have another team.
That's right.
And if they had this other offer, I personally, as a GM of the Bulls, would have been like, oh no, I like this deal better.
And I don't blame them.
Yeah.
And say what you want about Josh Giddey's off court stuff, but he was. I don't want to say he was cleared. He will not be charged with anything by that. Right. He is free and clear of that from a criminal and suspension standpoint, and that leaves it up to everybody else to make their own decisions. But in this case, you've got a guy in Josh Giddey that is, I don't even want to say just full of potential. He's reached some of that potential. Now there's holes in his games, don't get me wrong. But this is a guy that is still incredibly young. He will not turn 22.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, we just read the 1993 draft in which about 3/4 of the players were 22 when they came into the league for their rookie year. Josh Giddey won't turn 22 until October. And last year you could almost throw out because it was such a goofy-ass year for him with everything going on. I shouldn't say goofy. It was obviously he was mentally struggling, whether self-inflicted or not, allegedly, I got to be careful here, with all the stuff that was happening on the periphery. But the year before, Jason, as a 20-year-old, 16.5 points, 8 boards, 6 assists on 48% shooting from a 20-year-old.
Right.
Yeah, I'm taking that deal too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for Oklahoma City, by the way, holy crap.
Right. And for as many times as I'm guilty of this and others will read a deal, oh, man, why didn't the Kings get involved in that? So maybe they were. You just don't know. Well, here, at least according to reports, they were involved in something like this with Caruso. It takes two to tango here.
And it's tough, man, because
would have been a good fit.
Well, now you're looking at the Oklahoma. Here's what's crazy. Oklahoma City is now going with a backcourt of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who led the league in steals. Wait, no, he didn't. De'Aaron Fox did. Nope. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander led the league in steals. It's one or the other. It's you can have fun with this. I think it's either Gilgeous-Alexander had more total steals than Fox, or Fox had more total steals than, but Gilgeous-Alexander had led. Yeah, exactly. So you have the steals leader-ish at point guard. You have an all-NBA defensive player in Alex Caruso. That's your backcourt now. to go with Luguentz Dort at the 3, who, say what you want about the dude, is in every poll you see, like that last player poll they put out, one of the toughest defenders in the league. Chet Holmgren, who's 7'90", and then Jalen Williams. They haven't even used, like, they still have all their picks.
Mm-hmm.
They traded a player for a player. They still have everything. Oklahoma City is a scary ass team, man. And Sam Presti is, I need to do a shrine to him in my house. Like, Ben Simmons, move over. Sam Presti is now the guy. But for the Kings, Jason, bridesmaids again, who I think over the last 3 years have led the league, and we almost got that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, we'll talk about this in 3 for Madness. Jason, I instinctively am really pleased that the Kings are being aggressive.
Yeah.
At some point, though, is it a results-based league? And do you say, well, can you guys just not close the deal? Because this is now multiple trades that have not happened that were almost there.
Siakam.
And
Caruso.
Caruso and Kuzma. Russell Westbrook, Buddy Hield.
Yeah.
And those are the ones we know about,
right?
By the way.
And we don't know all of what was offered in the others officially, I guess. But in this one, again, I'm taking Chicago's side on this, going, yeah, I do the deal that they made. But can they find a trade where, like, they're the only ones working the phones for this player?
Right.
Instead, when you've got competition, they haven't been able to win. And I think they're trying to get to the sweet spot of not disrupting the core 4, let's say, of Monk, Fox, Sabonis, and Murray, keeping cap flexibility and getting quality in return. Like, that's a really tough needle to thread, but I think that's what they're trying for.
Well, and you could turn around and say, hey, look, I think the easy way to go, and I'm not saying it's the wrong way to go, Jason, but the easier way to go is, guys, Wes, Monty, get it together, figure it out, make it, let's get over the line here.
Overpay?
But that's the other way is, or do you remember we talked yesterday about, like, the young kid, sports car, you don't care what the payment is, you just
do it.
So you could turn it around and say, well, we've got a couple of guys in Monty and Wes that they're patient.
Yeah.
And they're not swayed by the moment. And you're not just going to blow them over because whatever. Obviously,
I prefer that.
You prefer? I do too.
I think that's more measured, but I mean, I think everybody's getting a little impatient, right or wrong.
Both can be true.
True.
I'm happy that they are patient. Yeah. Also, everyone's getting impatient. You got to figure it out. You don't want to say I had a better deal 2 weeks ago.
No, you don't. But you also, I mean, look, even if they made what you and I, if there was an announcement of Woj bomb and we both went, oh. What kind of trade is that? Doesn't mean it was that kind of trade, but if that's our reaction, it's like, oh, well, they made the trade, but I don't like it. Even if it worked, again, totally unfair. It could work out to be brilliant, but in the moment, you're like, I don't think this is a good deal.
And here's the thing, and we'll take a break here. This is where it's really dangerous having part of the story. This is let me present to you a fairly feasible situation. Oklahoma City had Josh Giddey on the table, and Chicago calls Monty and says, okay, look, it's not going to work for the 13th pick, but we'll do it for Keegan Murray. No.
We're not happy about that. As much as you want Caruso, it's like, no.
Or we have Giddey on the table. We're going to take that deal unless we'll give you Caruso and Levine, but you're going to need to take Levine in that contract.
Or multiple first rounds you're giving up. It's like, whoa.
We don't. That's the problem. We don't. Well, the deal didn't go through. Well, why? But why didn't it? Now, if it was like, well, Chicago would have done the deal, it was going to be for Sasha Vezenkov in the 13, and then they asked for Davion Mitchell, and the Kings turned him down. Then I'm like,
yeah.
But
you don't know.
No offense, Davion. We'll take a break when we come back. Safe or out? Max Scherzer, the Phillies, and Aaron Judge. What do they all have in common? I don't know. They play baseball. Duh. We'll talk about them next.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SacktownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
No one knows the importance of a great assist more than Lowe's and Leo Messi. That's why we've teamed up to give My Lowe's Rewards members 10 times the points when Messi makes an assist during CONMEBOL Copa America USA 2024. Activate this offer starting June 20th, so when Messi assists, you score. Shop the day after an assist to earn those extra points. Not a My Lowe's Rewards member? Join for free today. Visit Lowe's.com/Messi for more details.
Something amazing is happening in data management. Even though storage needs are constantly changing, companies are only paying for what they need now. That's because CDW customized a Pure Storage Evergreen One SLA-driven storage as a service solution that delivers enterprise-grade hybrid cloud storage that is effortless, efficient, and evergreen. Simplify storage administration with Pure Storage and CDW. Make amazing happen. Find out more at cdw.com/purestorage.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
18 number ones. What was I thinking? Countless ACM and CMA awards. Sold out world tours. And now Dierks Bentley is coming to Sacramento for Country in the Park 2. September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Parmalee, I love you just the way Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Plus line dancing, food trucks, and more. Tickets available now at CITBfest.com.
Brought to you by Bonnie Electrical Heating and Air and the U.S. Marines.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Yeah, and then my wife said, that's exactly the type of thing you'd say. Welcome back.
Isn't that a little scary when you say, like, I can't see myself doing that or saying that, and then someone else is like, yeah you 100%
definitely
did that.
Oh, you did that. And I have, like, my memory. It's just I don't understand. It's so fascinating how the memory works. There are the dumbest things in the world that I remember that I have no idea how I'm pulling that out. And then it's like, no, we had that conversation on the air last week for an hour and a half. What? I think that happened yesterday. Yeah. I have no memory of the conversation we had on the air. That's why it's great working with the two of you, because I've worked with the two of you most of my. So you guys, like Chris yesterday, he had an example of something that happened right around the time of the night show. I didn't remember it. There's a great memory.
Chris will recall a lot.
That's the problem. I can't wait for Chris to get just
and
a little bit
never
older.
our shining moment.
It's you know what? Never has Chris been like, oh, you don't remember? Like, it was the second year of the night show. We were out at Players, and
compelling.
There was this one kid that came up. He had he didn't have an arm, and he
cured it.
Right, and you
helped him regenerate an arm.
Regenerated the arm, and then you gave him $1,000, and his mom started crying. That's never what Chris says.
Do you remember that?
I do remember that happened. So I was like, hey, man, remember when you kicked that one kid in the face, and you're like, ah.
Remember when you broke Needles' nose?
Okay, see if that.
What?
You know that. It was an accident, mostly.
That's not what he says.
Safer out. Question 1, please.
Max Scherzer was spectacular in his season debut on Sunday.
He was.
Safer out. This is the boost the Rangers need.
This is the boost the Rangers need, baby. The AL West, the Seattle Mariners. Remember when they had a 10-game lead? Mm-hmm. It's 5.5 now. Ooh. That was incredibly quick. The Astros, shockingly, have won 5 in a row. They are now fully in second place. They have won 7 of their last 10. Weirdly enough, the Rangers have been the ones struggling. They're 4 games under 500. By the way, the Astros are also 2 games under 500, and it's
How
not
about the A's.
The A's are playing.
They're in the division.
They are in the division, and I think they're still in third place if you go by alphabetical order of the team name.
That's how I do it.
It's 100% how you do it. Yeah, I look. Max Scherzer was insane. Like, I think he retired 13 of his first 14. You're coming back after that kind of rehab. Now, he did have a sore thumb, and that was something that rehab. He was pulled from rehab a while back. A rehab start. Sounds like he was in rehab. So you got to watch for that thumb. But giving Bruce Bochy, Max Scherzer, then golly gee, if they can get Jacob deGrom back. Yeah, that's all.
They need to get going. I mean, the champs are, I guess they just have to get in the mix, but that's one of those teams, like, even if they don't win the division, they get in the wild card and they can get in, or let's say get in a series. And if you start those two, yeah. I mean,
I don't disagree with you, but the first thing you said was they need to get going. And honestly, my first reaction was,
they got 3 months still.
They're not even halfway through
almost
78 games.
We're almost there.
I know.
Living on a prayer.
Not even halfway through. I feel like baseball's been going on for 6 months.
What? Getting judged to 60 homers. Let's go.
Can we just give it to him, but shorten the season? I would be full. Give him 80.
Yes.
And I would be just shorten the season, but give him 80. I'm all in on that.
Safe.
God, 70. It's like, seriously, baseball is it's like sports herpes, dude. It just never, it's like there, and it feels like it never goes away.
And when you completely forget about it,
it
comes right back.
Right back. As soon as you think you're over it, it comes right back. Oh, God. Or at least that's what Jason told us. Question 2. That got him. Why'd that get him?
It's just like Jason sitting us down and telling us.
Guys, we have to have a little talk.
I'm going to give you a little advice.
Hey, show conversation.
Remember that? You always want to do the show oil wrestling, and I say no. There's a reason why.
Family talk. Sit down, guys.
The Phillies turned a 1-3-5 triple play, the first since 1929. Safe or out, triple plays are one of the most uniquely cool things in sports.
I say safe.
Hey, raise your hand if you've accomplished an unassisted triple play. Dave?
Hi. How are you?
What was your, I guess it's not.
Is there any proof?
I mean, is there a video?
Back probably when you played, they had newspaper.
Some sort of publication?
Oh, you mean perhaps like a newspaper? What would you need? Like a picture or something?
Maybe a headline or.
Well, even if there was, it's not like I would carry something like that around.
No,
I don't even know if it exists or not, but I'll see. Oh, never mind. It's right there.
That's not you.
That is me. You can tell. Look at that big
what
fat.
Team are you on?
I'm on the Giants. See, you can see like the little cursive Giants by the glove.
Little League. What's the headline?
Little leaguer turns unassisted triple play.
You didn't trust your teammates?
I did not like them, and it's my ball. It's mine.
Recreate the play.
All right.
What position were you playing?
I was playing third, hot corner. First year. Third base.
Runners on first and second?
There were I believe it was just runners. Yeah, wait, hold on.
No.
Runners on first and second, as a matter of fact. The pitch, line shot, a diving 7-year-old Carmichael Dave nails it, just catches the ball
towards the line or towards short?
Towards the line. So I was playing kind of off the bag a little bit. So
you were allowing doubles.
My momentum will be, but
you made the play.
We were baiting them because they knew they were going to. I catch the line drive. My momentum takes me. I'm already going that way. Kid was off a third, heading home already.
Oh, so there were bases loaded.
You know what? You're right. The bases were loaded. So
first out.
Boom, boom. First out was catch.
Yeah.
Second out was stepping on the bag, which was boom, boom. I had 2 outs within a second. And then I look back. Kid hit, you're 7 years old or 6 or whatever.
Ignoring the stop sign.
Ignoring it. So kid's already like a foot away from me. And it's like at that age, I'm not throwing to the second base. Even he was closer to me. So I ran after the kid. Kid had to stop, turn around, tried to run back, tagged him right on the little kid butt. Boom. Don't isolate that. Triple play. Unassisted. And I believe.
And then you let off the next inning with a home run.
Probably. Yep. The 8-year-old fourth grader at Detterding Elementary in Carmichael. There's a typo here. It says trickle trick. Tricle. Never forgive him for that. During a T-ball game between his Giants and the Yankees, back on all dates, Friday the 13th of April. Yeah, that's right. Let's see. The son of Jack and Barb.
Wow, parents got in there?
Parents got in there. Well, it's probably because my mom was telemarketing them to put it in the paper.
Slow news day.
Quote, I didn't realize what I had done at first. I was being humble, even at 8, being humble. The youngster admitted. After I tagged out the runner from second, I just went over to, this is foggy.
What year was this?
This was, I was 8, I think.
I mean, but 19.
It was early 80s.
No.
Why?
I was thinking you bumped like, oh, and by the way, in other news, the Sacramento, Greg Van Dusen and whatever agreed to bring the Kings to Sacramento, but let's lead with the triple play.
Kings weren't even here yet.
But, they have to get here.
I think actually
they're in talks.
I think they preempted an hour-long special edition of Captain Kangaroo for breaking coverage. So, by the way, how they say, I don't know we got on this tangent, but if, how they always say, like, oh, well, these sports guys, they love to talk sports. They don't know how to play. There's literally proof. Child prodigy, phenom, whatever you want to say. Just I give all the credit in the world to my teammates and my mom for absolutely telemarketing the Sacramento Union. Jack and Barb. Even a photo in the paper. Come on, man. Some could say that's where the media career started. Sounds right good. There. We'll take a break. When we come back, the Athletic article from Sam and Anthony Slater. That makes it sound like they're married. Sam Amick and Anthony Slater. We'll talk about the Fox. No, there's anything wrong with that. We'll talk about the Fox extension, the Caruso trade, and the Bridesmaid Kings. Maybe we'll talk about your guy Aaron Judge, too. Or maybe we'll save that to tomorrow because I struggle with safer route. We'll do all that right after this.
Harrison Barnes plays here.
Harrison Barnes drives it, hammers it. The Black Falcon soaring into the night sky on a Monday evening in Northern California.
Sac Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
When it comes to my lifestyle and diet, I don't always make the smartest choices. Touchdown! Woo! Hey, how about another round and some more chips? But when it comes to taking care of my liver, I do make one very smart choice. Active liver tablets from New Nordic. I used to have real issues with my liver, and at my last checkup, my doc was concerned about my numbers. But since adding a once-a-day active liver tablet, my gut's better, I feel great, and my doctor's happy. I ask a lot of my liver, so the least I can do to say thanks is a daily dose of Active Liver.
You ask a lot of your liver, so give it the support it needs with Active Liver. You can find Active Liver at Amazon.com or ask for Active Liver at your local CVS. Or for a volume discount, visit NewNordicUSA.com. Go to new, NORDICUSA.com, Amazon, or ask for Active Liver at your local CVS.
Since 1776, July 4th has been celebrated as the birth of American independence, but it's been a federal holiday only since 1941. Hi, this is Frank Caruso with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. It was a mere 7 years later when the Keys family opened their first Naturewood store in Sacramento. And I guess Northern Californians have been celebrating ever since. We celebrate an incredible selection of furniture brands made right here in America. We celebrate the kind of generous hometown hospitality that was important to Walter Keys in 1948 and continues with the Keys family and the Naturewood Home Furnishing staff today. And we celebrate the kind of quality that's been synonymous with Naturewood for all these 76 years. Look for made in America brands like Stanton, Sam Moore, Stickley, Hilltop Hickory, Simply Amish, and more during the Naturewood 4th of July sale event. Find the furniture that you will celebrate for years to come. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
It's the ride everybody wants to be driving, and Elk Grove Kia has them in stock right now. I'm talking about the 2024 Kia Telluride. And my friends at Elk Grove Kia can get you behind the wheel of a 2024 Telluride SX for only $419 a month, plus taxes and fees. Whenever I see one of these driving down the road or next to me at a red light, I just stop and admire it because the Kia Telluride just looks iconic. And not only is the Kia Telluride beautiful, it's got room for the whole family. There's a seating capacity for up to 7 passengers. Plus, it's loaded with tech. So is the 2024 Kia Telluride the right ride for you and your family? Come on down to Elk Grove Kia and the Elk Grove Auto Mall. Give it a test drive. And just a heads up, when you're here at Elk Grove Kia, you're going to be treated very well. You're not going to get this kind of car buying experience in Roseville, Vacaville, Sacramento, or Davis. That's why Elk Grove Kia has so many 5-star reviews. Again, check them out in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online, elkgrovekia.com. 24-month lease, $0 security deposit, 20 cents per mile over 10,000 miles per year, $4,999 due at signing based on approval of credit. VIN number 501850, ends June 30th, 2024.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Hey, we have viewer mail. Do we? Always appreciate this. I won't say who it is because it's a private message, but hi, Dave. Listen to your guys' show in the morning. Love it. You mentioned something about a kit for cleaning your ears. Would you mind providing any information on that kit you used? I'd like to try it out. Thank you for your time. And that, when they talk about going live and local, when they talk about Bonneville values, I feel like that's community help right there.
Now, reaching out to the community, making an impact.
And I responded, and I gave him the link to the thing, but I also said, Jason, please be careful and consult your doctor. You got to consult your doctor, man.
Good advice.
Don't just, I'm
not
like,
willy-nilly.
I'm a pro. Not willy-nilly, not billy-nilly, not any nilly.
Not Milli Vanilli.
Not Millie nor Vanilli. Yeah. Ooh, wait, one of them's gone, right? Yeah. R.I.P.
Mm-hmm.
Naked and afraid. That's an inside joke.
That was on the show.
That was on the show. You're right. Sam will join us on Thursday, and we'll do a draft postmortem or trade postmortem or both. And we're obviously going to talk about this article that he and Anthony Slater put out yesterday. There's a lot in here. We've already talked a little bit about the close call with Alex Caruso, which God would have just been enough for me. Like, you re-up Mike Brown, you re-up Malik Monk, you added Alex Caruso. Like, at that point, I don't care. It's a great offseason. Don't even care. That's the type of move we need to make. So that's disappointing. But one of the things that caught a lot of people's eyes was De'Aaron Fox. There's a segment in here that says that Fox's future looms in the background. As league sources say, the All-Star guard has decided not to sign an extension this year, in part because he wants to see how the roster takes shape for the long haul. Fox, who has 2 seasons left on his current deal, wants to win at the highest level and could also qualify for a significantly larger max if he makes All-NBA.
That part.
That part. And the thing is, look, I want to say something, but I want to couch it first by saying, God hates Sacramento. It's something I've said a billion times. I understand from a Kings fan's point of view why you always think the worst thing is going to happen, why there's usually worry and ringing of. I totally get it. I'm not blaming anybody for thinking this way. And by the way, maybe Fox is going to leave. Like, I can't tell you he's not. But I'm old enough to remember when everybody was wringing their hands as to whether or not Mike Brown was going to sign an extension. Yeah. They were going to get it done. I'm old enough to remember when everybody was wringing their hands over whether or not Malik Monk was going to stay in Sacramento. I'm also old enough to remember how many people in part didn't like the Halliburton trade because Domantas Sabonis was going to leave Sacramento and not sign an extension. Does De'Aaron Fox want to see how the roster takes shape? Sure. Does De'Aaron Fox want to win at the highest level? Absolutely. Does De'Aaron Fox want to hold out and see if he can make an all-NBA team this year so that he can sign a contract that is many tens of millions of dollars higher than if he said? Let me put it a different way. There is absolutely zero incentive for De'Aaron Fox to sign an extension now other than, well, God forbid, what if there was some crazy injury that happened? Here's the thing, though. De'Aaron Fox is already generationally wealthy. We're not talking about a guy who's made $15 million in his career, and this is his big, look, Malik Monk, that's a lot more surprising signing for only $78 million, but Malik has kind of had to work his way through the league. Not that De'Aaron hasn't, but he hasn't made near the money De'Aaron Fox has made. De'Aaron Fox, through his deal he's got right here, is, I think, somewhere approaching about $250 million when it's done. You're talking about a deal that's going to be, what did I want to say, 375, 400 million, something crazy like that. I got to find the numbers. There's no incentive for him to sign right now. None. It makes no sense. So yes, I'm not going to sit here and deny. Of course, he wants to see the roster. Yeah. Of course, his agent is not an idiot. Obviously, there's no point. So use a little bit of leverage, keep a little bit of input if you want. Make sure you got people on their toes. And could De'Aaron Fox leave? Yeah. By the way, let me put it a different way, Jason. I can't come on the air, nor can you, and say, well, De'Aaron Fox is definitely re-signing an extension. I will say this. I am more, if I had the whole $250,000 bet we use, if you told me one of two things is going to happen, De'Aaron Fox will leave and not sign an extension, or the Sacramento Kings will trade him at some point, I would put the money on them trading him. I don't think either's going to happen, by the way. I'm just saying I think that's more likely. Yeah. So, and by more likely, I mean 5% chance to 4% chance or something like that. So it just calm down on it. Yeah, I mean, I'll take the article for exactly the way it was worded and say, again, we like to say this phrase, both things can be true. That's it. Like, to me, I would say in priorities, his agent, I'm sure De'Aaron himself would say, it makes 0 sense to sign an extension today. Yes. Because I'm going to play next year, and if I'm all NBA, I am getting, with a guarantee, more money. So I'm going to bet on myself. That part, right? And then, okay, now let's go. It doesn't go that way. He doesn't become all NBA, and they win 40 games. Sure. And they're the 12th seed. And then he has another year of the contract and doesn't get all NBA. Right. Doesn't sign the extension, and they win 40 games, and they're the 12th seed. He will have given 9 years to this organization. That's right. At that point, he would be gone. Yeah. Right? Yes. But that's going down that road, or to actually, you're better, like maybe they'll go, we gotta reboot, we gotta trade him. That's not today. That's not tomorrow. That's way down the line if things don't go in place. But De'Aaron's really good. De'Aaron continues to get better. I would say the odds of him becoming an all-NBA player are probably pretty good. Not a lock, but pretty good. And if he does, that means the team is also winning. He's probably happier. They're probably a playoff team, and that's the rosier look. Like, that's a very legitimate path. But if I'm De'Aaron in his camp, there's no way I sign an extension. Of course not. And I'm not saying this isn't a story, but I think you kind of like
also put a little pressure on the team. They know they're trying to win.
Right.
So it's like, I think De'Aaron's happy.
Yes.
I think he wants it to be here, but
roots.
Yeah. And if it doesn't work, then that's the reality. Like, let's try something else.
If you're wondering about the numbers, by the way, so far in his career through last season, he's made just over $92 million in his career. He has 3 years left on this deal he's in right now, and it's worth about $105 million is what he's got left coming to him. So basically, when it's all said and done, he's going to be, when this contract is over, De'Aaron Fox will last at $250 million. He'll have made about $200 million. And then if he signs this extension, that would put him, again, if he gets the big one, I think it's 375, 378. De'Aaron Fox, when his career is said and done, will almost certainly have made $500 million.
Isn't that incredible? All here, likely, right? And if he plays this entire year here, which I believe is going to happen, nobody, Dave, has ever played 8 full seasons as a Sacramento King.
Is that true?
Mm-hmm. Nobody. So like the year like when DeMarcus and I think Jason Thompson has the most games played.
Yeah.
And Fox has missed some games. So, but if Fox plays, I want to say about 75 to 80 games this year, he'll pass Jason Thompson.
That's crazy.
So not Mitch, not DeMarcus, not Weber. Nope. Nobody's ever played. So he's played 7 years here. This will be season 8.
Wow. That is incredible.
And then that going fast. I mean, this is 8th season coming up.
That is crazy.
As a Sacramento King.
As
like the Kings overall, there's different.
Yeah, like say I'm looking right now. So Sam Lacey is the all-time franchise leader at 888.
Is there any Sacramento King in that top 10?
There is Jason Thompson is number 8 at 541. Peja at 518. Mitch at 517.
So you said 541 for JT?
541 for JT.
I think De'Aaron's at 460 something.
Let me look here. I did not know that, Jason Ross. That's actually really cool. And there should be like that deserves a video.
Mm-hmm.
That deserves a video. Yes, De'Aaron Fox has played 469 games. So that would put him, what did we say there? That would put 469, which means by the end of next season, assuming he plays, let's say 70 games. Oh my God, he's going to be the all-time leader next year. You're right. Yeah, absolutely. He will pass Jason Thompson as the all-time leader in games played. And then he's only got another 340 to go to be the franchise leader. So
that'd be a good sign, though.
Hey,
get up to those numbers.
6 more seasons.
Yeah.
Plays his entire career for us. He's our Kobe Bryant. He's our Larry Bird. He's our Tony Gwynn. He's our Cal Ripken Jr.
Those would all be really good signs.
Yes. I think things would be going quite well. What's the moral of the story? There's always a chance. Look, you can walk out right now and get hit by a bus. Nobody can say anything for sure. But
that's the moral of the story.
The moral of the story is you could walk outside right now and get hit by a bus. We'll take a break. But you can't say absolutely he's re-signing, but all signs point to that. It's definitely not something to worry about. But I know, and you know, and we know it's going to be this undercurrent thing that's going to be, De'Aaron Fox, it's on the horizon. You never know what's going to do. And honestly, with all the other stuff going on right now, trust me when I say we don't need to expend the energy on any of that. Especially you can switch to full-time electric and save on that energy with our good friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Now, let me tell you a quick story, kids. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were surprised at the cost of the repair? You know who did? My dad. Did something seem off about their quote? You know who thought there was something off about their quote? My dad. So what did he do? He picked up the phone and called 916-520-9990 and had the folks at American Energy come out and give him a free second opinion. Well, that's kind of true. He texted me a bunch of times, and I gave him some advice. And there was a big hullabaloo, and he went, oh, and I went, Dad, you got it in. He went, oh. But eventually, they came out to the house, gave him the second opinion, and what do you know? Shocker. They were able to beat it. Call to schedule your appointment right now at 916-520-9990. Work with a company, American Energy Heating and Air, that has a A-plus rating and A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. Has been doing this since 1981 and can now say, have proudly served my father. There you go. AmericanEnergyAir.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you. 30-second break, everybody. We come back with 3 for Madness next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app. 3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right, in 15 minutes, I have an idea about the A's. I just want to float it.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a floated idea.
Okay.
I've not discussed this with anyone.
Is it lineup related?
No.
They switch around that middle infield.
I feel like there's there's no solution that's going to make everyone happy that's realistic.
That kind of idea. Okay.
But I feel like there's something else here that could happen. I've been trying for a long time to look at the chessboard. And I feel like I saw, it's like in, I don't know if you saw the, what was that? What was the Queen's Gambit? It's a good show on Netflix.
I watch it every day.
It's very rewatchable. I feel like I saw something on the board here.
It's like a light bulb.
Boop, yeah.
Bing.
Okay. And, we'll see. I'd be curious. Maybe it sucks. Maybe you'll shoot it down.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
That
idiot?
didn't happen on the Queen's Gambit.
In the meantime, 3 for Madness. Question 1.
Are we dismissing the idea that JJ Redick could actually be a good coach?
I think so. I think we are, because we're interested, and rightfully so, in dunking on the Lakers and in dunking on JJ Redick and in dunking on LeBron James and just dunking on Jeannie Buss and the whole situation. And that's very fair. Like, yeah, we should. Also, JJ Redick might be a really good coach. I have no reason to say that he's going to be. I have no reason to tell you. I have nothing to go on, but Steve Kerr had no previous coaching experience. Mark Jackson, who, say what you want about Mark Jackson, and thank God he's not here with the Kings instead of Mike Brown, but Mark Jackson got that franchise did a wonderful job with the Warriors to hand the baton off to Steve Kerr. Larry Bird was phenomenal in 3 years for the Indiana Pacers. Even Steve Nash's record was, with the exception of the last year where I think he was like 2-5, but I think he had 50-something wins, and damn near, if Kevin Durant's foot was a size shorter, might have had a championship. There is precedent for players to come in and do really well with no coaching experience. Also, regardless how you feel about JJ Redick, he's an incredibly intelligent player. I enjoyed listening to the podcast, not the other garbage, but I said it on the air back when it first started. Hearing he and LeBron James breaking down plays to the science, I could listen to that all day long. That's nerd food. I enjoyed listening to that. You're obviously dealing with a very bright young player who understands what the modern player wants and needs, having played with most of these guys. I don't think it's going to work out. I don't think it's going to work out largely because of the situation he's in with LeBron and Anthony Davis and the whole way the organization's run. But Jason, I do think it's fair to say, but it could work.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's an angle that I don't think is appreciated enough, because I think more people, to your point, unless you're a Laker fan, but that's a team that a lot of people root against.
Right.
And so then you're in a situation like, okay, wow, they almost had Dan Hurley. They kind of botched that.
Right.
And now they're back to Redick. Like, this is going to fail. I think a lot of people want that to happen. But that's unfair to JJ. Like, he hasn't coached the game. He might be awful.
He might be terrible.
But he might be great. And how do we know? It's like the draft. Terrible pick. Mm-hmm. Is it? We don't know. Let it play out. And so the one thing I will say is, with the amount of people trying to dunk on them, there might be kind of a reaction by them like, oh, no, we might give them a longer leash because we don't want to be proven wrong.
And the players might also love that, because in the sense of, okay, well, let's show them what's going on.
Yeah.
Also, incredibly important to see the assistants that he surrounds
that's very
himself
important.
with. What did JJ have to say, by the way?
You know, it's been a really interesting 6 weeks or so, just in terms of being part of the engagement farming industry. You know, it's been really interesting. However, I don't really have a great answer for your question because I really don't give a fuck. Like, honestly, I want to coach the Lakers. I want to coach the team. I don't want to dispel anything.
He's different.
But I mean, for example, like if the Clippers got Jeff Van Gundy as an assistant, if there was an announcement that the Lakers, I think that lands differently and probably as a better light. But I don't know. Would Redick, is he going to do a better job than we don't know?
Wait, you're saying what if the Lakers had gotten Jeff Van Gundy to coach?
As the head coach. Like
gotcha.
he goes to the Clippers, he's back.
Yeah.
He's going to be an assistant under Ty Lue. I bet there's probably more of a narrative like, wow, that's a coup for the Lakers because he's coached before.
Because he's coached and he's had some success, I guess.
Success, yeah.
But
that's, again, at one point, who was Jeff Van Gundy?
Right. Also, JJ Redick has never lost an NBA game as a head coach.
There you go.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Number 2, please.
Question 2.
How did you feel when you learned the Kings are super close on Alex Caruso?
Well, I just spoke about him. I channeled my inner dad. Exactly. Look, I don't blame the King. As we talked about at length earlier, Jason, I don't know what the offer was. I would have taken Josh Giddey over the number 13 pick and whatever filler the Kings were offering, if that's what it was. And we don't know what the Bulls asked for in return, but I'm almost certain it was either a player the Kings didn't want to give up, like a Keegan, or more likely wanted to say, okay, you want Caruso, that's fine. You have to take Zach LaVine's contract. And again, I had said this. If they were able to get LaVine and Caruso and not give up their big 4, well, that also would have been great. But we don't know that was on the table. So it sucks. I wanted Alex Caruso really badly. I think that's the exact type of move this team needs. Back to the drawing board.
Yeah, I think he's a fit player. Like, there's better players in the league, but you go, that's a winning player that you add. When sometimes we say that move, like add around the edges, that's around the edges, but an impact player as opposed to, wow, they landed an all-star. That's exciting, but that's more of a name. Like in this case, Caruso is a good player, and I think he's going to make a lot of teams better. I mean, the Bulls weren't great, but he was a good part of the Bulls, and he's going to be good for OKC. Would have been great here.
God, he would have been so good here. He really would have been so good here. Fans would have loved Alex Caruso.
Yeah.
Or as my kids called him, Super Baby Pigeon Jr. Because they used to call former King Costa Koufos.
Oh yeah,
was Super Baby Pigeon because my daughter once said he looked like with the hair.
Hmm.
Yeah, okay. They think Alex Caruso looks like Costa Koufos' little brother. That's what goes on in our household, Jason. Number 3, please.
Question 3.
Does it make you feel worse knowing the Kings have been close on trades, or better that they're obviously very active?
I feel better that they're active. Yeah. That's better than nothing. We know they're out there, and that's why when we say, like, well, I don't think they're going to keep the pick. Well, if they do keep the pick, it's going to be because they're not from lack of trying. They just didn't like what was out there. I still don't think they'll keep the pick. I still think they're going to make a move. And I appreciate the fact that they're not sitting there going, well, we want to stand. They obviously know that they need to make a move or moves. And by the way, another reason why I think it's going to happen is at some point, Harrison Barnes, Kevin Huerter, especially, maybe we've already heard the yay or nay from Vezenkov, but these guys are going to be like, look, it's obvious you're shopping us. Find us a home. Because this just, no offense, but it's a business and we get it. We need to be somewhere that we're, we don't want to be the bridesmaid here. So,
yeah. And, I think about the alleged move where they're in on Siakam. And, sometimes I want to get all of the story. When you hear the
Yes.
reports that Siakam's like, yeah, if you guys trade for me, I'm not going to re-sign. Well, wait, why? Because now we're getting a Malik deal where it's like, I'm staying. I'm probably taking less. Like, that was a feel good. Where Siakam was like, hey, he's a heck of a player. It'd be great to add him. Wait, why wouldn't he resign?
Right.
What's the story? What do you not like about Sacramento? So, if that trade was made, that would have been really exciting. But also then we go, man, did they just rent him for the last 2 months? And, so it's all parts of this. And I do like the fact that they're involved, though. I think that's still overall more encouraging, at least reportedly involved, right?
I will tell you that. No, right. And I'll tell you the two things that have kind of stuck in my head about the whole Siakam. I remember Sam came on last week and said that got back to Siakam's people that there were some questions in the front office, about his play and whatever. Not whatever to Sam, whatever to
yeah.
But is it safe to say, based on what we know, that the Sacramento Kings tried to acquire Pascal Siakam from the Raptors, and ultimately it was Siakam's hesitance that spooked the deal and put him into Indiana? That seems like that's the common knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing that I wonder. Do you see a scenario where the Kings could have acquired Pascal Siakam without giving up Keegan Murray? Because I don't.
I wouldn't think Toronto would do that. But I don't know what was allegedly.
Oh, no. I'm saying it would have been Keegan and.
Yeah.
But my point is this. Does that mean that our front office was willing to trade Keegan Murray? And that's interesting to me, because it was thought that he was now, I don't know that for a fact, but I find it hard to believe that anyone outside of Fox, Monk, Sabonis, and Murray, plus, let's say, 3 first-rounders, Harrison Barnes and Kevin Huerter and 3 first-rounders, getting it done for Siakam is put any combination you want together with 3 first-rounders. Or would Toronto, were they offering up Malik Monk? I would love to know
exactly
what that trade was going to be from our end.
Yeah.
I think that speaks to a lot of commonly held beliefs around here that may or may not be true.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll take a break. When we come back, all right, I got one of my ideas. Just hear me out. It involves the A's. It involves Sacramento. It involves. I feel like I can solve this thing if everybody can just cooperate, which will be super easy. We'll get to that right after this.
Kevin Huerter plays here.
It's Huerter. He's been hot. He fires. He's still hot. Kevin Huerter from downtown has a 15-point first quarter.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Tuesday. We're looking at plenty of cloud cover as we start out the morning. That leads to a mild start as well. Chance for a few isolated showers possible, but many areas remain dry. It'll stay warm today with highs in the mid-90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Auto Mall, where you'll find the largest selection of vehicles in Northern California. With unbeatable deals and amazing financing options, there's never been a better time to drive away in your dream vehicle. The Roseville Auto Mall, where your perfect ride awaits.
NBA basketball returns to Golden One Center this July 6th, 7th, and 9th for the California Classic Summer League Games. 3-day passes in the lower level start at just $66 and include access to all 6 games. See your Sacramento Kings as they host the San Antonio Spurs and Charlotte Hornets, featuring newly drafted rookies, NBA sophomores, and other athletes competing to make NBA rosters. Visit kings.com/California Classic for more information and to buy your tickets today.
18 number ones.
What was I thinking of?
Countless ACM and CMA awards. Sold out world tours. And now Dierks Bentley is coming to Sacramento for Country in the Park 2. September 28th at Hard Health Park at Cal Expo with Parmalee, I love you just the way Dasha, Kelsey Hart and more, plus line dancing, food trucks, and more. Tickets available now at CITBfest.com.
Brought to you by Bonnie Electrical Heating and Air and the U.S. Marines.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to gawon'twait.com.
Whitey here reminding you that not all gas grills are created equal. Bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meats with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro with features other grills cannot match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. I may never want to cook indoors again. Napoleon grills and accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
At the Good Feet store, we take pain very seriously. Whether in the foot, knee, hip, or back, Good Feet makes over 300 styles, flexibilities, and sizes of pain-relieving arch supports. With 26 bones, 30 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments in each foot, a lot can go painfully wrong. So there's a trained arch support specialist at each Good Feet store to give you a precision fit. Come in for a free fitting and test walk. No appointment necessary. Good Feet arch supports are HSA, FSA eligible.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
All right, Frankie Cartoscelli, Sacramento Kings insider, along with Brendan Nunes for Sacktown Sports. He will join us at the top of the hour. So,
what you got?
I had a moment of semi-clarity last night. I was sitting outside watching the Stanley Cup final.
Was this pre or post?
Post-ear irrigation. Okay. That's where I think the clarity came from, friend. Was just I could hear
you
clearly.
You moved some
now.
stuff around in there.
I did. Maybe knocked a brain cell or two loose.
Okay.
So I'm going to do one of my patented big lead-ins here because this is a sensitive topic for a lot of people, and understandably so. I have fully fallen in love with the Oakland A's fan base and what they're going through, and it is no small part because of what we went through with the Sacramento Kings. There's no doubt that there's a kinship there, and I believe the Oakland A's belong in Oakland. Full stop. No but. I want to make that clear. The Oakland Athletics belong in Oakland. John Fisher is a snake and has no business owning any pro sports franchise. He owns the San Jose Earthquakes of the MLS, not the. Keep doing that.
They're happy with him there, too.
Oh, no, but I get your point. They're not. They're routinely at the bottom of attendance. They're routinely at the bottom of payroll, at or near. He has run the Earthquakes, I think, slightly better than the A's in the sense that he hasn't run them completely into the ground. They're just like on the surface of the ground. He doesn't belong in pro sports. So I lead into that by saying the idea of franchises moving sucks. And the more and more I get into the whole thing and learn, I don't know that there is a feasible path for the A's to stay in Oakland and ultimately for the Earthquakes to stay in San Jose. That's another thing that's kind of brewing if Fisher's in or out. So I thought, well, okay. What if we look at this from a completely different angle? I don't think Vegas is going to happen. I've said that from the beginning. I don't think Vegas is going to happen. That thing is on shaky ground if there ever was one. There are funding issues all over the place. They still don't have the $325 million. We'll find out this summer if they're going to get that or not. There's a lot of political backlash on that now that's been building. The appetite for the A's in Las Vegas is next to nothing. That's coming not just from fans out there, but from the media guys we know that talk to them every single day. They want an expansion club. They don't want anything to do with John Fisher. They want their own team. And by the way, they have the Aces and they have the Raiders and they have the Golden Knights, which own that town. And oh, by the way, it's Vegas. They have a lot of other things. John Fisher's been trying to raise money to take care of his part of the stadium by selling equity shares in the team, but his valuation is reportedly somewhere near $3 billion when the team itself is in the $1 billion-ish range. And oh, by the way, that's if you get controlling interest. Again, not to get too deep in the weeds with you guys, but if you're selling the Sacramento Kings for $3 billion, that's $3 billion. That's the price for controlling interest shares of the team. If you don't have control of the team, you're in effect an investor in the team. The Sacramento Kings have a bunch of minority owners. Vivek's the chairman. There's a 10, 15, 20, I can't ever keep track, owners underneath. I have heard many times, there's a saying amongst a lot of the minority owners that they are glorified season ticket holders. They have no input. They have no say. There is not a council like the Fellowship of the Ring when it comes to the Kings. It is Vivek, and that's it. Doesn't mean they don't have meetings. Doesn't mean they don't have capital calls where they need to raise money to buy the thing, to do the this, that. They're business partners. But Vivek controls the team 100,000 trillion billion%. That's worth $3 billion. Being one of the glorified season ticket holders, that's worth significantly less. I say that because John Fisher is so out of line with what he's reportedly asking for these equity shares. It's a reason why you haven't heard Fred Smith is bought in for blah. Why not just kill off the whole thing at once? Why not just swoop in and go to John Fisher and say, dude, let's just take care of this. You don't want to be in this business, man. People hate you. They straight hate you. We want to buy you out. And we want to buy you completely out of sports. We want to buy the A's. And we want to buy the Earthquakes.
Whoa.
We want to buy them both. Now, is there a city somewhere that has no Major League Baseball team and has no Major League Soccer team? Keep in mind, the MLS team is actually a big reason why this could be incredibly interesting. The World Cup is about to come here in the next year or two. 2 years, right, Chris?
2026.
2026. The last time the World Cup was in the United States basically launched MLS. There is a huge, which is why I couldn't believe they signed the deal with Apple. There was a huge influx of soccer fans. It's the World Cup bounce, man. It happens. Valuations for these MLS teams are about to absolutely go crazy. And you already have, I think, one. I think LAFC is worth $1 billion, is in the $1 billion club. They're about to be the majority $1 billion or above. So if you have the ability to go to John Fisher and say, hey, dude, I don't want the A's. I want the whole thing. Then you go, well, okay, where are you going to put him? Well, if it was my choice, I would say put the A's and keep the A's in Oakland, keep the Earthquakes in San Jose, but that's not going to be the incentive. The incentive would be, if you were putting together an ownership group to do that, would be bring them up here. The Earthquakes become the Republic. The Republic gets their entry into MLS. You don't have the territorial issues you would have had anyways. You don't have to put up the $1 billion. And in Sacramento, there is a necessity. We're already looking at one outdoor stadium that is, I know Republic fans hate hearing this, but this part I know. This part I can speak on. All this other stuff, and let me be very, very transparent, by the way. It is public knowledge that I work with some people that do things like this. This is not, I don't know anything. This is me spitballing. What I can speak on is the outdoor stadium that Kevin Nagel's been working on forever is on the head of a pin ready to go. And I know it's been that way for a while, but I'm just telling you, I've seen it. It's that close. Now, if you were able to take, for example, the rail yards, which has been there forever, DRV's the company that owns it, Larry Kelly, his son Denton, and those folks, good people. And you're able to say, okay, we're going to take the rail yards. We're going to pop 2 stadiums in there. We're going to make an entertainment and sports district. We're going to build a baseball stadium, and we're going to build a soccer stadium. We're going to put them both, which, by the way, they would fit on that rail yards property. And part of that is we're going to partner up. Now, I'm pretty sure there's at least one university in town that would love to have a place to play their football games.
Stingers up.
And I know that there are some people in this town with resources that have very close relationships with Sac State, especially with their new president, whose late brother, by the way, rest in peace, was one of the figureheads that nobody knows, or unless you were involved, you don't know, one of the leading guys behind the scenes when it came to think big and playing to win, and that whole thing with the mayor's office was saving the team. So everybody kind of thinks that way. I think there's a very, I don't know if you remember in the Avengers when Benedict Cumberbatch's character held up the number 1 to Iron Man, saying this is your one chance out of whatever it was. I think it's like I think there's a possible opening here. I think John Fisher's vulnerable.
Well, that seems true.
I think he has been bopped around like a pinball. These guys don't even have their social media open for comments. They don't show up. They're persona non grata, and they're looking at Las Vegas, and they're going, holy crap, nobody wants us there either. We're in limbo right now. They don't have the money. They're not getting the money. They're not getting the political support. And if you remember the playbook for the Maloofs, it's rats trying to escape the maze, cut off their exits, keep cutting off their exits, and eventually they're going to throw up their hands. Remember, the Kings were never for sale until they sold to Seattle. So I feel like this is an opportunity here. Okay, kill both birds with one stone, bring them here, get John Fisher out of the sports business, and you're good. Last thing, and then we'll carry this.
I got questions for you.
I will
because this is a whopper.
I will finish this way. I am 100% aware, 1,000,000,000,000% aware of the perceived hypocrisy in saying the A's belong in Oakland. Oh, by the way, the San Jose Earthquakes have they have fans, diehards.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's people
Everybody
that do.
Does. Yeah.
And saying, oh, we're going to relocate the both of you up here. Ha ha. I only care about them moving unless it's to Sacramento. I hate that. Please, I started this monologue by saying the A's belong in Oakland, and that's what should happen. What I am saying is, I also think that Santa Claus should be real, and I should have married Charlize Theron. It didn't happen. No offense, Melissa. If the A's are not going to stay in Oakland, if the San Jose Earthquakes are going to continue to toil in obscurity and lameness because John Fisher owns them, I would like to think if you polled A's fans and you said, here's the choice. You can lose the A's outright to Las Vegas or Salt Lake City, and John Fisher takes the A's and everything with them and goes, or the A's move 80 miles east up to Sacramento. You have a new ownership. You keep the uniforms. You keep everything. You're going to be driving up here the same way we drove down there. And ultimately, and I know this seems kind of cheeseball, but I would absolutely, and if that means that you do some sort of hybrid where they're not the Sacramento A's, where they're the Northern California, you do something to I know. I feel really sensitive about the A's fans. Okay. This is only a viable option if you get John Fisher off the chessboard and it's a choice between Sacramento or Vegas, Salt Lake. That's what I would present to A's fans, some of which would honestly say, I don't care if it's not Oakland, it's nowhere, and I get it. but I would like to think that a majority of the fan base would say, I don't like them leaving Oakland at all, whether it's Sacramento or anywhere else. But if you had to have me choose between Sacramento and brand new ownership or Salt Lake or Vegas and John Fisher, I'd probably take Sacramento and new ownership. If that's the only play left on the board to keep them close to Oakland, I say you take a look at it. And San Jose Earthquake fans, that's an entirely different topic we'll get into. We'll take a break. When we come back, Jason, you have questions. I totally get it. I guarantee you I don't have all the answers. I'm thinking out loud. We'll talk about it next.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
There is a different vibe at night at the Hagen Oaks Range, powered by Top Tracer. It's more relaxed, with golfers and newbies side by side enjoying the technology used on televised golf tournaments. Play a variety of fun games. Play Pebble Beach. Compete against friends at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range. Or treat yourself to 9 holes on the Mackenzie putting course. Hungry? The Hangout Food Truck offers burgers, chicken strips, and more. And don't forget to check the summer-long free concert schedule at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range, Fulton Avenue and Cap City Freeway.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
Thunder, feel the thunder. It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder, thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
It's the Make This the Summer event, and it's going on now at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Hi, everyone. Leonard Harrington here, and I want to tell you how we make your buying experience at Lodi CDJR as easy as possible. You can come in for a visit, or you can do everything online at LodiCDJR.com. Just pick out the make and model you want and scroll through our large in-stock inventory. Next, schedule a test drive at the click of a button. If you want to finance your vehicle, you can start your paperwork online too, saving you plenty of time before you get here. And if you're looking to sell your vehicle or looking to buy, we'll give you an instant cash offer online too. At Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, we make it easier than ever to put you into a new vehicle. It's what we do. Online at LodiCDJR.com or in person. We're right off 99 in Kettleman, where we're open till 9 every night and Sundays after church.
Prices are better at the Low Price Center. Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Visit us at LodiCDJR.com.
The light is fading, your hands are sore, and the last tool's been put away. Now's the time to feel the satisfaction that comes with a job well done. But when you get your tools from Harbor Freight, something about the job feels a little different. Your wallet. Because we believe that everyone deserves hardworking tools at hardworking prices. And that's what we have here. So, whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
We see a lot of news about teens vaping, but teens see something else. Videos on social media that glamorize it and downplay the dangers of nicotine. How can parents talk so kids will listen? Use facts. 1. Nicotine can rewire teens' brains. 2. It can make teens more anxious. 3. Changes to the brain can be permanent. So even when it hides behind a new look, nicotine is brain poison. Go to undo.org for more.
Only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and
Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Okie dokie, artichoke. I threw out a lot there.
Yes, you did.
Again, I'm just thinking out loud.
Yeah.
You have questions?
I do. All right. So what I wrote down, I mean, again, there was a lot there. And let me start with what I love. Love. Well, the Fisher part, right? I mean,
yes.
I think I was not even thinking about the Earthquakes, and apologies to them because in their fan base, that's also a fan base that's not being treated well, right?
Terribly.
I have been
not
thinking.
The best
I have been thinking about the A's, whether they stay in Oakland, whether they're in Sacramento short term, long term, or end up in Vegas, which is whatever the general plan is. The future has to be without him.
Yes.
Right. So I love that part, at least what you're spitballing out there. I love the potential of multiple stadiums, because to me, my thought is if the A's come here and or a baseball team, let's just say a professional, Major League Baseball, not minor league, comes, they need a new stadium. They just do. And I don't think they do that if it's a 3 to 4 year run, but if it's, hey, there's a chance, or it is happening in the buyout that you're talking about.
And let me interject super quick. I know that sounds crazy, but in talking to people that know things about that stuff, the fact that they would be on the same property, the rail yards, actually makes it a lot more feasible and cost effective, because a lot of the finances going into it, they're shared. I know people are thinking, oh my God, we're going to get $1 billion plus for two. No, if you're building them next to each other, all the infrastructure, all the roads, which is, by the way, generally the bulk of the cost of building these, that's shared between the two. Place, So you're getting almost like not a 2-for-1, but a 2 for a 1 1/3, basically.
I'm intrigued selfishly too on the Sac State angle, knowing a few people over there, talking to them over the years. They would like a stadium. Preferably, they would like to be on campus.
Right.
If they ever work something together with the Republic, could it be on campus and the Republic with that? They would probably rather have it downtown. So,
these conversations have happened already. We've talked about these
That's
between Sac State and the Republic and the outdoor stadium. That's already, the groundwork has kind of been laid there.
But, everybody always can't get what they want. Like if it's a choice of a brand new stadium that you're going downtown, then I'm sure Sac State would do that. So all that stuff I like. Here are my biggest questions.
Sure.
So
there's a lot of questions.
Yeah, and this is just when you said it, I wrote a few things down. So let's start with the smaller ones. Because you said in your mind, Earthquakes, they just become the Republic?
They basically,
and that's the MLS.
That's
team.
MLS. So the Earthquakes relocate up here, the franchises merge, and now Sacramento has their MLS team.
A team leaves. Technically, it's however you define it, there's one team.
But it's a net equal to MLS.
Okay, so same thought, A's come, whatever version that is. Are the River Cats gone? Not that this is because at that point, if it's locked in new ownership, they're coming to Sacramento, they're staying.
Yeah,
I think that team goes.
I agree with you.
Okay, that's not the biggest issue, but those are. Okay.
I think they would. That's Vivek's out there. I don't know. And in this whole process, I don't know how much Vivek is or isn't involved. Obviously, his
have to be some.
Would he?
Well, because you said ownership group, so let's go to that question. Whoever that is, that part. But okay, now let's play what Sacramento's had a complex with before. Seattle had more money than Sacramento.
Yes.
So if this even is a possibility, how do we win against the Bay?
So that is the question. Is okay. Well, who has those pockets?
I say we.
No, you're right. Who has those pockets? Whose pockets are that deep? Whose pockets?
Because even you suggest the best win is to stay.
That's right.
So if their pockets are as big or bigger.
Right. And John Fisher ultimately might be served best by spinning them off separately. And maybe the play is just MLS, or maybe the play is just baseball for us, whatever. But I think there's an opening because nobody's done this yet. Nobody's gone to John Fisher and said, hey, dude, let's just get you out of the sports business entirely. Let's make you a lot of money.
You don't think anybody has?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. I do I know for a fact? Of course not. Yeah. I don't know.
But not a deal that's made him go, okay, I can't turn this down.
That type of stuff, it eventually leaks out. You'd know. Somebody would have leaked it out. Somebody would have said, we've just like the whole Lakem has a standing offer, like these things.
Yeah, it's true.
These things
What's the offer? Right.
They come out. As far as, it's like with buying the Kings. Sacramento didn't have the money.
Yeah.
Remember, it was Mark Mastrov and Ron Burkle, not Sacramentans.
Yeah.
And then it was Vivek Ranadive.
Went away, yeah.
Not Sacramentans. Now, the minority ownership group was a big part of it. There's nobody here locally that has those deep pockets. So you would have
Speak for yourself.
so you would have to form an ownership group. But
possible.
Here's the thing. That's not that hard. I'll tell you why.
Really?
I'm going to tell you why it's not. It's not as hard as I think people think. And I know I'm getting a lot of eye rolls right now, but hear me out.
And they're buying both these entities, you would say, or Fisher out, which is both. Okay, got it.
Businessmen and women are in it to make money. Chris, would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. They're in it to make money. They see green, dollar signs. Also, there's a little ego involved with being the owner of a sports team. All they do all day long, these people, I'm talking about people that have money at that level. They get presented with decks, presentations, charts for investments. Nobody thought $535 million in Sacramento was ever, oh my God, that's a record flipping price. 10 years later, everybody that bought in to the Sacramento Kings is now looking at a minimum of 5 or 6x their original investment over 10, 11 years. Look at the graphs for baseball valuations, baseball teams. Look at the graphs for MLS valuations. You're presenting this to people that have money. Who cares where they live? And you're saying, how would you just think of a sports team as like a mutual fund? Hey, how would you like to invest in an entity, this mutual fund that happens to be baseball and MLS? Here's their performance levels over the last year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Oh, by the way, you'll get certain subsidies from cities. Now, we're not going to do a public-private partnership. The city doesn't have the money. It's going to have to be private. But look at all this help you're going to get for your business. You don't get that for Applebee's. You don't get that for IKEA, usually. You don't get that kind of stuff. So cities help. Fans are beholden to your business. They love it. We don't have this type. Nobody's sitting here and going, I mean, maybe not nobody, but hardly anyone's like, oh, my God, the Walmart's leaving. I love that Walmart. I've got their jersey. I took my kids to Walmart 40 years ago. We have all this history with the Walmart. No, they attach themselves irrationally to sports teams. I'm telling you, because of the past, present, and future performance of the asset and the investment, and that's how these people work, it's not as hard as you think to get an ownership group together. You just got to know the people and get on their call sheet.
What will my extra $10 get me?
$10 now, probably worth $50 in 10 years, Jason Ross.
I'm in.
One of the problems I see is you keep comparing it to Sacramento staying and how they got their ownership group together.
Yeah.
But the biggest advantage was the Kings were already here.
Correct.
The
Possession's 9/10 of the law. You're absolutely right.
I can't, if the A's are for sale, there's going to be a huge push from people in the Bay to keep them in Oakland.
Which is why it's almost like, let's finish this out. Let's round this up with a Malik Monk comparison. The Sacramento Kings were 100% incentivized to sign Malik Monk now as opposed to in a couple weeks when he hit the open market. If the A's and the Earthquakes hit the open market, you're 100% right. The trick here is to not let them hit the open market. Just like, by the way, the Sacramento Kings didn't hit the open market. Remember, the Kings had a deal with Seattle out of the blue. There was never a bidding war. Somebody went to the Maloofs and said, guys, we've got your golden parachute. Here you go. And you go, well, but how did that work, Dave? Well, I'm pretty sure John Fisher doesn't have the backdoor clause that the Maloofs had, allowing Oakland to bid, much like the Maloofs had with Sacramento. You go to John Fisher very quietly, except for what's being said on this radio show publicly, and you say, I've got your golden parachute. Let's sign a binding deal for both. We'll take care of the rest.
Yeah. Just get out of the way.
It's that simple.
It's so easy.
But if money is the most important thing to Fisher,
he's going to want to hit the open market.
Yeah,
you're 100% right. No. I mean, that's absolutely, that is the single-handed biggest hurdle in this whole thing is, can you get John Fisher to be incentivized? A, you don't have to deal with this anymore. B, you don't have to worry about any of this investing, any of this crap. C, you don't have to have a prolonged, drawn-out bidding war. D, You're going to be incredibly profitable off of this whole thing, and we're going to take both.
Yeah.
Both of your entities.
But I think we'd also be fighting against Vegas, too.
I don't think we would.
Wouldn't there be someone, if he is putting the baseball team up for sale?
I think they'd rather have expansion.
Well, isn't that just the same thing as expansion? You're buying the A's from them.
But then what happens to the A's name, the brand? Now they have the pressure. Do we want to have the A's in Vegas? Or do we
if you own the team, you could change the name.
No, you could. But then what happens to the Athletics? That whole thing just dies until there's expansion in Oakland. I mean, it's a much cleaner thing not to have Fisher or the A's involved in it. Plus, you're not stealing a team. I'm saying we meaning Vegas, we want a fresh start. We want an expansion. We want to start from scratch. We didn't take it from anybody. We don't want these damaged goods. A lot more conversations to be had. Again, I'm just thinking out loud. It's summertime. Don't listen to me. We'll take a break when we come back. Hey, let's talk to Frankie, shall we?
Listen to him.
Frankie Cartoscelli, Sacramento Kings insider for Sacktown Sports. How about up after this?
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sacktown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for three, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Tuesday. We're looking at plenty of cloud cover as we start out the morning. That leads to a mild start as well. Chance for a few isolated showers possible, but many areas remain dry. It'll stay warm today with highs in the mid-90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
It's the 4th of July sale at the Roseville Auto Mall, where you'll find the largest selection of vehicles in Northern California. With unbeatable deals and amazing financing options, there's never been a better time to drive away in your dream vehicle. The Roseville Auto Mall, where your perfect ride awaits.
Since 1776, July 4th has been celebrated as the birth of American independence, but it's been a federal holiday only since 1941. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. It was a mere 7 years later when the Keys family opened their first Naturewood store in Sacramento. And I guess Northern Californians have been celebrating ever since. We celebrate an incredible selection of furniture brands made right here in America. We celebrate the kind of generous hometown hospitality that was important to Walter Keys in 1948 and continues with the Keys family and the Naturewood Home Furnishing staff today. And we celebrate the kind of quality that's been synonymous with Naturewood for all these 76 years. Look for Made in America brands like Stanton, Sam Moore, Stickley, Hilltop Hickory, Simply Amish, and more during the Naturewood 4th of July sale event. Find the furniture that you will celebrate for years to come. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at American Energy. Now, I've told you this before, but this is what we call extending a good deal. Right now, American Energy Heat and Air is offering an HVAC diagnostic for $99. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Never mind. They're offering it free. It's a $99 value, but you get it for $0. Let the American Energy team test your system connections and all the moving parts of that system to ensure that it's functioning properly. Now, this is a limited time offer. Call today to schedule your appointment at 916-520-9990. Speak to the company that has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau that's been making the greater Sacramento area proud since 1981. 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
At the Good Feet store, we take pain very seriously. seriously. Whether in the foot, knee, hip, or back, Good Feet makes over 300 styles, flexibilities, and sizes of pain-relieving arch supports. With 26 bones, 30 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments in each foot, a lot can go painfully wrong. So there's a trained arch support specialist at each Good Feet store to give you a precision fit. Come in for a free fitting and test walk. No appointment necessary. Good Feet arch supports are HSA, FSA eligible.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Stuck in a downtown meeting marathon? Need a post-work pick-me-up? Head over to Public House Downtown, the corner of 16th and L Streets. That's right, Public House Downtown, your one-stop shop for good times. With 60 beers on tap, come catch the game on 25 HD TVs. Public House Downtown serves up creative American food all day long. Lunch, happy hour, dinner, and even weekend brunch. Public House Downtown. Food, beer, sports. Want to see the menu or plan your visit? Check out their website at phdowntown.com. Find your crew and find your fun at Public House Downtown.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
All right, halfway through. It is draft week. We will be having draft coverage all week long. We had Brendan Nunes on yesterday. Tomorrow, Bobby.
Draft Kits,
also known as Bobby Gerald. He joins us tomorrow. Sam Amick on Thursday. And today, we follow up with our good friend, Sacramento Kings insider for Sacktown Sports. And a lot of the videos you see being put out there on social media with our content all nice and edited up is also because of this guy. Works very, very hard.
Yes, he does.
Here and at the gym. I mean, look at this guy. Look at the guns.
Not as much as Alan Stiles. I'm not quite on Alan Stiles level, trying to catch up a a bit, but
really?
Yeah,
no,
I think you're pretty much there.
Alan's a D1 athlete, man.
Yeah,
I 1 point per game in high school. You can find me on Max Preps. I'm not quite. You got Alan's on Baseball Reference. He's very proud of it.
Is he? Yeah.
You can go find it out there.
Also MC at the Republic games.
Yes.
Frankie Cartoscelli. Good morning, Frankie.
Good morning, guys. It's nice to kind of hop back on and get back into that mid-season feel. It's nice to get the juices flowing. And tomorrow we get some action, hopefully. I mean, obviously some things have kind of popped up here and there and some almost trades, which I know we all love the almost, but it's exciting to kind of get back into it.
Just want to show you. I'm just putting this out there. If you follow this, DraftKings Sportsbook has just reported that the odds on the Warriors acquiring Paul George have gone from plus 3,000 yesterday, which means if you put $100 down and he signed with the Warriors, you get $3,000, which means heavy odds against
30-1, right?
They've gone from
30-1.
Yes. They've gone from plus 3,000 to plus 600 overnight.
What? What's going on there?
I just really wonder why the Clippers would want to bring on the entirety of Chris Paul's guaranteed $30 million. I understand that you get draft assets and capital with it, but is it really worth it for a swap? They have to have a better deal out there somewhere else.
Well, the only thing I can think, I agree with you. And by the way, the Clippers are still the favorite to retain him. It's important to say that. I'm not agreeing with this, Frankie. I'm just saying, if you're the Clippers, is it okay? I believe Chris is on a $30 million expiring?
Yeah.
Okay. So
this week, I think Thursday or Friday, the 28th.
Yes. So you get Paul's contract, which is expiring, rather than give Paul George, what would it be? $300 million. I don't know what it'd be. $250 million, $300 million, and Paul George. You get off of both Paul George and eventually Chris Paul, and you have that money. I don't know. I'm just saying that's all I can think of, Jason.
Yikes. Okay. I don't know why those odds change that much.
Yeah. It's funny how we have to work our butts off and get lucky to re-sign our own player in Malik Monk, and we can't make deals happen because of God knows what. But the Warriors, who are not only on the apron, they are the whole tablecloth.
Yes.
They have the highest payroll in the entire league, but yet somehow the Warriors, and by the way, the Lakers, who just, that was also a leak during the break, that they're willing to offer up the number 17 pick for Jeremy Grant. Which, by the way, I just want to say 13 is greater than 17.
Yeah, do that deal.
How do these teams keep making moves?
Well, the Warriors did make the playoffs.
It's interesting. The one that I think we were talking about during the break, Jared Vanderbilt, that was the one that really had me, and I mean, a lot of other guys that were around the media table kind of confused. I mean, it seemed like just why are teams helping the Lakers? I mean, it was, I can't remember. I think it was a second-round pick for Jared Vanderbilt.
It was nothing.
Who's a great player and who would have fit well on this Kings team, but it does seem like teams like the Warriors, the Lakers, of course, we're looking at it from a Kings point of view, but they get bailed out, whatever you want to call it. It keeps happening, but you have to wonder when the Kings are going to get a break.
Yeah. Are they, in your mind right now, so we're a day away, basically, from the draft, do you think they're picking at 13 tomorrow?
If I had to make just an educated guess, no source or anything, I would guess they don't. I think that they're pretty motivated to move the pick. I think it makes sense for them to move the pick. They're not really in a position. I think Sam was on with you guys saying the same thing, and I'm kind of going to echo that, same sentiment, that they're not really in a position to draft right now. They're not in a position to bring in a project and hope it works out. If that's the case where they're backed into a corner and no deals happen, they'll pick the player they think is best available. But I feel like that there will be a deal out there. It's just, what does it look like? What is the return? And will it be one that will make the team take that leap forward? But you have your Kuzmas and your Levines and whatnot. And I think that for draft capital purposes, I don't think that the Levine deal would involve the 13th pick, but does a Kuzma make the Kings that much better? I mean, that seems like the name that's been circulated the most over the past couple of weeks. And personally, I would think so. I think that if you were to bring in Kyle Kuzma and it would cost a 13th pick and maybe another matching salary, whether it be Barnes or Herter or one more player, I think that would be better than any player you draft at 13 for right now. We don't know what that player is going to look like in 2-3 years, but do the Kings have 2-3 years to figure it out? Not really if you want to maximize the potential of this group.
Kuzma, Ingram, Levine, taking everything into account. Well, first off, let's say they all make $1 a year. Who's the best fit?
They'll make $1 a year.
$1 a year. Forget the salary part. Is there a player you like out of that?
I'd say Brandon Ingram.
All right. Let's say they all make $1 a year and they're all guaranteed to play 82 games next year. Does that change your mind?
Brandon Ingram.
Okay. Now that you factor in Kyle Kuzma, I feel like we have the same reasoning here. The reason why Kuzma is probably the preferable out of all of those is he may not be Brandon Ingram, but when you factor in the declining deal, it makes more sense.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, the Kings they're pretty close to that first apron at the ground. I think they're $5 or $6 million underneath it, and that's rare territory for this team to be in. And bringing in Brandon Ingram would be great, but also the reports of Brandon Ingram wanting just that massive extension. I think he wants over $200 million. Can't really make that work. And of course, the fact that he's been relatively healthy, but not all the way. And I think that Kyle Kuzma is someone that, first of all, he matches the Kings as far as being an interchangeable forward. He can play the 3 and the 4. Maybe he can carry over that success he's had against the Kings. It seems like he scores 30 against the Kings every time he plays them. So maybe he can carry that over too. But no, I do think that Kyle Kuzma is someone that could, if he's the version of Kyle Kuzma that a lot of people envision him to be, which might be more towards the Lakers Kyle Kuzma, that'd be up to him to kind of take that step back and not be that 20 field goal attempts per game player. That's not what the Kings need him to be. They need him to be someone that can hopefully provide more than he has on the defensive end, as he did in Los Angeles. He's taken a step back in Washington. Can he get more engaged in that end? We've seen Kings players like De'Aaron Fox, Keegan Murray, they've gotten more engaged over the past year plus on the defensive end while working with his coaching staff. Can he buy back in on that end, provide you 3-point shooting, be a versatile scorer, and it can be a guy that you can go to if you need scoring in a pinch? The Kings, we've seen them. If De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk don't have it going, it's very hard for this team to generate offense. And is Kyle Kuzma a top level scorer? No, but he's a 20-point per game guy. He can knock down threes. He can knock down mid-range. He can get to the basket, and he's cheaper. Like, money does come into account here. The Kings can't afford to go. It'd be great if they could trade for Paul George, and maybe they can. Maybe they can find a way to make that money work and figure all that out. Probably not, though. They probably are going to go for guys that match more of that salary, that $20 million range, where they can trade the guys that they do have, like Kevin Herter, Harrison Barnes, or match those other guys like Chris Duarte, Sasha Vezenkov, who might be better in better situations. That's more realistic to me. And I do think that adding Kyle Kuzma to this team does make them better. How much better? I don't know, but I think it does make them better.
Yeah, I'm kind of warming up a little bit on like when we've debated the 3 names that at least are most linked between Levine, Ingram, and Kuzma. I probably would put Kuzma last as far as player, but that contract part is important. And I think because it's descending, my thought, Frankie, is if Kuzma becomes part of a deal, that's not the move. Like, I think it allows you to do more moves and maybe another move or 2 on the edges that completely could change a team. Whereas if you got Ingram and had to do an extension, or you got Levine, it's kind of it like that. Then I think you're like, that's the team. And is that the team that's good enough to get out of the West or go far in the West?
That is kind of the interesting thing. If they were to trade for Kuzma, you do have, I'm assuming, all of your draft capital that you have available right now. I don't think it would take more than one first round pick. You'd have a couple more to play with. But I think that's an interesting caveat too. What else could they do with the other salaries in their team? Could they find another matching deal to trade Harrison Barnes? Like, let's assume it takes Kevin Huerter in the 17th pick, which may or may not be enough. I'm not sure what you guys think, if that would be enough to get
Huerter in the 13 or
13. Sorry,
Gotcha,
we're talking.
okay, yeah.
We let the Lakers 17
right,
on the brain now. If we
right,
talk
right.
about it. But do you think that would be enough to get Kyle Kuzma?
I mean,
I do.
Yeah, I think Huerter or Barnes would be their choice. But yeah, one of the two and the 13.
Because I've talked to you pushed back on that a little bit, which is surprising to me. I think that's a fair pick, 13 in Huerter, which I don't know how much more the Kings would be comfortable giving up than those two things, or swap in Barnes,
Sure.
what have you. But that's what's interesting to me. What would it take, and what would that return look like? Because you don't want to empty the war chest on one player entirely. Like, to your point, Jason, I think that if the Kings were to make a trade for Levine, that would be that big swing gamble. And is that the player that you want for this group to hitch their wagon to and say, here's our big swing for the Fox, Sabonis, Murray group? You probably won't have a chance to make another big move in the next 2-3 years if you're bringing on that contract. So personally, I think that Zach LaVine, if healthy, would be a solid fit for this team. But that's
a big question.
I think it's at $50+ million over the last couple of years, and
he's owed almost 150 over the next 3.
And you have to pay Keegan Murray during that deal. You have to, assuming De'Aaron Fox is going to sign that extension in 2 years, or maybe next year after a strong year this year. It's just, we're looking like you said, the Warriors territory. We're looking at the Kings will be the whole tablecloth. So I don't know if that's quite the move the Kings should make. It doesn't make much sense to me from a financial standpoint. There should be players and deals out there that make sense, that can fit with this core. And, I have faith in the front office. It has been 2 years since this front office has made a notable move. And by keeping Malik Monk, that's a notable move for sure. But before that was the last big move they made, was signing Malik Monk to a free agent deal. They haven't made a big trade or a big signing since then. So it's time to punch the time cards, and we'll see what happens.
If the Clippers call you, as we talked to Frankie Cartoscelli, Sacramento Kings insider for Sacktown Sports, Clippers call you and say, Barnes, Huerter, Lyles, and Mitchell, and 3 first-rounders, and we'll give you Paul George. Which, by the way, the money works on that. Exactly.
Does an extension come with that as well?
Probably. Almost certainly.
I just don't know. I mean, at age 34, that deal, I'm assuming, takes him through age 37, 38, and probably $50+ million per year.
That's right.
I think I'd be more open to a 2-year situation, which is not going to happen for Paul George, but I feel like you really want to have someone that fits the timeline. And I just don't know if it's worth it to me from that standpoint. I mean, again, who knows? You have Paul George for a year or two, could make the Kings a very good team.
Well, just for fun, Fox, Monk, George, Murray, Sabonis. There's your starting 5.
It's a good lineup. Very good lineup.
But I hear everything else.
But that's probably a top 6-7 salary in the NBA.
Yeah.
So
without players in mind, so not attaching a player to this, what would you say is the biggest need this offseason? Where do they need to improve the most?
I really think adding another forward to the mix. And again, Harrison Barnes has been someone that has provided the Kings with the good and bad. I mean, and of course, after signing that extension last year, he was under more of a microscope, and as he should be. He's starting for this Kings team that's trying to make that next step. But I think bringing in a forward that can be slotted into that starting 5 provides you more of what Harrison Barnes provided you in that spot. And I think that if that means you trade Huerter in the 17 and you somehow can't find a deal for Barnes and you bring over Kuzma, bringing Barnes off the bench, maybe not the worst thing in the world, but I think that was a move that a lot of us were kind of waiting to see last year. If the Kings could upgrade that spot, and if that meant Barnes wasn't included in those deals, bring him off the bench. I think if you had Harrison Barnes type of player off the bench, that changes the perspective. The money he's making, obviously, I think people would still criticize that, but I think the value of having a strong second unit, you see those teams around the league that have had success in the postseason. It's very important, and you have to pay for that. It's a premium. And we've seen with the Kings with Blake Monk, whether he starts or comes off the bench next year, he got that contract by being a valuable bench player. Can Harrison Barnes be more of a positive off the bench if the Kings do find a deal without him to bring another forward? That's what I'm looking at. But I'm looking at an interchangeable forward, that one that can hopefully provide more on. I'm looking at the offensive end. I think the Kings have proven with a not so talented defensive pool on their roster, they took a step forward during the second half of the year. I think they were top 15 or maybe even top 10 in defensive rating the final half of the year. I think that Mike Brown and his staff are capable of doing that. How that staff looks without Jordi Fernandez and who is obviously a mastermind on the defensive end with that group, that remains to be seen. But I think that if you can bring someone in that can provide you more on offense, because surprisingly enough, the Kings took a step back on offense last year. Of course, the whole league took a step forward, but the Kings really did struggle to find offense in certain pinches. And I think that that's an important area to upgrade, in my opinion.
Well, what if I told you there was a player available, probably fairly cheap, that last year averaged 21 points a game, 7+ boards. He's 26 years old. He's incredibly athletic, plays a position of need, the 3, and was incredibly gettable. Probably, I mean, honestly, you're probably looking at a oh, and by the way, he's making under $8 million this year on an expiring. I'm talking about Miles Bridges. It is the elephant in the room. And we've talked about it before. There is no player, I don't like to say absolutes, in my opinion. There is no player available for the thought of price with that kind of future, that kind of number, that kind of fit, and that kind of salary. There's nobody on the market that's going to compare to Miles Bridges for what you'd have to give up. But, and it's capital B, capital U, capital T. What is this fan base? And by the way, and the Kings have been publicly linked to him, whether that's true or not. So if they're kicking the tires, that means somewhere in their brain that's a possibility. What is this? Is the reaction from this fan base as bad as it seems like it would be?
I think it'd be very bad.
Yeah.
Just based on a lot of conversations I've had with a lot of different fans from different areas, not just my friends, people that I've talked to at the arena, people I've talked to on social media. Backlash, I think, would be significant. I think that there's going to be a team that's probably going to give him a chance. We've seen teams give people chances for similar situations in the past. I just don't think it's something that the Kings should bring on right now to a situation that I think right now is the healthiest it's been in a very long time. I mean, we've all been watching, fans of whatever you want to say about the Kings, for a very long time. And I can't remember a time that there was this much. There's no toxicity right now around the Kings.
Right.
I mean, the Mike Brown extension, an opportunity for things to go bad. Nope. Extension. Malik Monk, healthy enough for Malik Monk. He turned down more money to come back. He wants to be a part of this environment, this atmosphere, this fan base, this organization. I think if you bring in someone like that, that's a very polarizing player, not for on the floor. Again, if you could take the talent away and make it somebody else, yes, that would be an incredible addition for the Kings. But with everything else that comes with it, the headache, the fan backlash, the potential backlash in the locker room. I mean, we don't know how guys in the locker room would feel about this. That's another dynamic to it all. We don't know how guys in the locker room would feel about something like this. And I just don't know if it's quite worth the gamble to bring in. I'd rather have the Kings.
Sure.
The Kings would probably rather make a financial gamble on a Zach LaVine.
I just want to add one thing in, and let me be clear. I agree with you 100%. I'm just playing devil's advocate here, but I agree with you 100%. Let me be clear. And also, I don't like getting in the business of comparing things as serious as what happened with Miles Bridges off the court. But I think it needs to be said, this fan base was fairly accepting of Terrence Davis when he came in. And look at the Terrence Davis charges and look at the Miles Bridges charges. And again, it's very slippery slope when you compare the two, but both very serious charges involving assaults and kid and the whole thing. The Terrence Davis thing, I mean, granted, I'm sure there were some fans that were like, I will never watch with Terrence Davis. But I think we can all agree, fan base got over the whole, I wouldn't say got over it. The fan base learned to deal with Terrence Davis fairly quickly. And Terrence Davis, by the way, not Miles Bridges when it comes to on the court either. I know it's a slippery slope. I feel gross even talking about it, but I think the question has to be asked. It's one thing to say you don't want Miles Bridges and all the baggage that comes with that beforehand, but 2, 3, 4 games into the season, some great games. Does this fan base react the same as they did with Terrence Davis, or is it different?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, do you want to put your fan base through that test and say, okay, we're going to make this move. We feel this is the player that's going to lift us into not just being a playoff contender, but hopefully beyond that.
Right.
If that's what the front office believes, yeah, they might not care. Not care. I'm not going to say they're not going to care, but they might say it's worth the risk and the gamble of saying we're going to make some fans uncomfortable because we've communicated with this person. We feel they've been rehabilitated. We feel that second chances are necessary. I mean, that's up to you, everyone out there. Do you believe in second chances? For something like this, it's a little more, it's a complicated question. Mm-hmm. It's a very complicated thing. And that's a position that the fans might be put in for something like this. And they have been before. And to your point, Terrence Davis and Miles Bridges, I think that Terrence Davis was a not very well-known name, a fringe, bench player at the time that he came from Toronto. He had this situation where in the bubble, I think he cut a slit in his mask. I mean, there was a lot of things that were happening with him that I think when he first did come over here, there was backlash and fans got used to it. That does seem to be a trend with players that have gone through controversial situations in sports. I mean, Michael Vick came back after everything that went on with him. There's a lot of scenarios that have people have come back.
It's an uncomfortable conversation, but it's a necessary conversation.
Oh, for sure. And again, I do think that there will be a team, whether it's the Kings or someone else, that's probably going to take a chance. Whether it's the Hornets bringing him back, there's going to be a team that's probably going to roster him next year. For the Kings, though, I just would say the biggest question is that the player you're willing to roll the dice on and bring all that comes with it, not just the financial implications of it all, but the off-court situation as well. I mean, you have to be very sure that this situation is not going to happen again. And you can't be. It's impossible to be sure that's going to happen, not just for him, but for anybody. I mean, human beings are unpredictable.
Right.
So it's a hard question, but like you said, necessary. But I still think that it'd be a move that, in my opinion, wouldn't be worth the gamble for the Kings.
I'm trying to think of the history of the fan base here, and it's probably not unique to Sacramento, but Dave, I don't know if you agree with this. I feel like Kings fans have been more accepting of an infraction that's happened while they're a King, as opposed to adding someone that's coming in with a label, right? Like,
because
I'm going to like Artest.
I was thinking Artest
had a domestic, but he was a King. It's like that's a guy like
Collison.
Let's get
Collison, and Artest had baggage coming in here too. Obviously, by the way, but yes, I think you're right when it happens. And again,
we're not supporting it. But it's the guy, we know them. Like, hey, it's a weird,
such a gross conversation, but I'm glad we're having it because it needs to be had. And if people want to jump on it, they can jump on it. I think you're 100% right. And I think there's something to what you said. Like when players come here, I think a lot of this fan base automatically, the same genetics or chromosomes that how you feel about your family, I think we apply a lot of those to the team. Well, my brother Billy has all these issues and but he's my brother and I love him. And I think some of that illogically, by the way, transfers over. I just simply I really don't know. The cynical part of me, which is probably honestly the correct part, thinks if they traded for Miles Bridges, there'd be part of it. It'd be gross. I think we'd all say what we need to say and what we feel about the whole thing. I also think if the Kings are 13-3 to start the year and they're being led with De'Aaron and DeMontis, and oh my God, Miles Bridges has been a revelation. He said all the right things. I don't think if I'm a betting man, I don't think that uproar lasts all year with the vast majority of the fan base.
Different situations, different people.
Yeah.
Like you said, I think that they have to be entirely sure. It's a gamble no matter how you slice it, but someone's going to give them a chance. If it's the Kings, we'll see what happens and how the reactions go and how the team plays. But to me, I still think it's not worth the headache.
Well, you know what, buddy? You never give us one, but you'd be worth the headache with that insight. And you're just a good looking young kid, muscles, the whole deal. Nice guy, sweetheart, Texas. Yeah. Hey, I got your video out. I'm doing this other stuff. I'm a team player.
I just want to make sure that A's fans don't come for you.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate the context. And also, I'm willing to say it because of this stint today. I was thinking about this and I thought, I'm going to wait till the end of his segment to really make this decision. But I woke up this morning, as I said, with clarity because it irrigated my ear. Frankie, I'm ready to forgive you for the whole pizza thing.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's a big step. I know.
This is a big day.
Almost
was it your pizza?
That's why I'm ready.
This is a big day.
It's a really big day.
It's draft week.
You're still our pizza guy, and we love you for it. Read Frankie and all the stuff he's doing, not just on Twitter, but of course, one of the guys behind the scenes here with all the wonderful content you see at SacktownSports.com, and you want to check that out all week long, both the Twitter and the website. Set your alerts and all that stuff. Anything breaking, anything developing, Frankie and Brendan and the rest of the team will have it. Thank you, Frankie. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, guys.
We will take a break. When we come back, the latest NBA news, not Kings related. We'll get to that next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Let me tell you about SacLegalDefense.com. My friends here over at the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez. If you ever need representation, you want to be prepared, right? You don't know when that time will come, but maybe that time will come. And are you ready? You have someone you know, someone you trust, someone that's going to go to bat for you. Well, that's why I'm telling you about SacLegalDefense.com and the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez. You've probably seen many commercials. They're all over the place on TV. All these commercials that say we're here to defend you, and those are usually big brands, huge names, and do a fine job. But you're not going to be able to call them and get to that face that you see on TV. Jonathan Gonzalez is here. He wants to talk to you. He wants to represent you, and he wants to represent our communities. One of us lives right here in Sacramento, is down on the river all the time. And again, you're going to like what you find out from him when you talk to him, because this could be a very stressful time. So whether you need an expungement, maybe you're in a car accident, a wrongful termination, whatever the case might be, he's there for you. He's willing to go to court if that's where the case goes. Look, he's done very, very well there, and he'll be here to help you out. Again, to find out more about the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez, go to SacLegalDefense.com.
It's the ride everybody wants to be driving, and Elk Grove Kia has them in stock right now. I'm talking about the 2024 Kia Telluride. And my friends at Elk Grove Kia can get you behind the wheel of a 2024 Telluride SX for only $419 a month, plus taxes and fees. Whenever I see one of these driving down the road or next to me at a red light, I just stop and admire it, because the Kia Telluride just looks iconic. And not only is the Kia Telluride beautiful, it's got room for the whole family. There's a seating capacity for up to 7 passengers. Plus, it's loaded with tech. So is the 2024 Kia Telluride the right ride for you and your family? Come on down to Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall. Give it a test drive. And just a heads up, when you're here at Elk Grove Kia, you're going to be treated very well. You're not going to get this kind of car buying experience in Roseville, Vacaville, Sacramento, or Davis. That's why Elk Grove Kia has so many 5-star reviews. Again, check them out in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online, elkgrovekia.com. 24-month lease, $0 security deposit, 20 cents per mile over 10,000 miles per year, $4,999 due at signing based on approval of credit. VIN number 501850, ends June 30th, 2024.
Radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
So toss to McCaffrey, a cutback run 30, breaks 340. McCaffrey midfield. McCaffrey 40, 30, 20, and toasted all the way down to the 3-yard line on the first play of the game. CMC Dynamite!
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
It's the 4th of July sale at the Roseville Auto Mall, where you'll find the largest selection of vehicles in Northern California. With unbeatable deals and amazing financing options, there's never been a better time to drive away in your dream vehicle. The Roseville Auto Mall, where your perfect ride awaits.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Tuesday. We're looking at plenty of cloud cover as we start out the morning. That leads to a mild start as well. Chance for a few isolated showers possible, but many areas remain dry. It'll stay warm today with highs in the mid-90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Sponsored by Xfinity Internet. Enjoy ultimate control of your home network. Personalize your Wi-Fi name and password. Assign user profiles. View and control connected devices and more with the Xfinity Internet app.
The PGA club fitters at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio know that golf should be fun. They also know that players of all abilities will hit the ball farther and straighter, play better golf, shoot lower scores, and have more fun if they get fitted before they purchase golf clubs. Hagen Oaks delivers the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA professionals. See how the game can be even more fun. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
18 number ones. What was I thinking about? Countless ACM and CMA awards. Sold out world tours. And now Dierks Bentley is coming to Sacramento for Country in the Park 2. September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Parmalee, Dasha, Kelsey Hart and more, plus line dancing, food trucks, and more. Tickets available now at CITVFest.com.
Brought to you by Bonnie Electrical Heating and Air and the U.S. Marines.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or e-gift card. Download the free Upside app now and use promo code GIFT for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up. That's promo code GIFT.
The news on vapes talks a lot about the technology and teen use, but parents need to know more about the dangers of nicotine. So know this. 1. Nicotine is a poison that can rewire teens' brains. 2. It can increase mood swings. 3. It can limit attention and learning. So even when it comes in new tech, nicotine is brain poison. Go to undo.org for more.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Taking Nugenix Total T makes a huge difference for me.
Nugenix? That's the testosterone booster with TV ads with Frank Thomas, right? Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yes.
Text radio to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix.
Increase leads and get more customers. We create tailored digital marketing strategies that deliver results. On your next campaign, aim higher. Go to aimyourdigital.com and get started today. aimyourdigital.com.
Maida Chevy saves you $12,000 off MSRP on every new half-ton Silverado LT Turbo Max. In stock after rebates. Always 5 to choose from.
Exclusive. All in-stock pricing at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
TBO for details. N7124.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Thanks to Frankie.
Frankie!
I'm a pizza guy.
Couple things caught my eye during the break real quick. Number one, somebody said we don't talk about Kenny Lofton enough. Do you think we talk about Kenny Lofton enough?
I would say no. I would agree with that. That's a fair statement.
I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
I feel like Kenny Lofton should be thought of more.
I bet on
Former
this
Giant,
show we have talked about Kenny Loggins more than Kenny Lofton.
I guarantee you. Kenny Loggins and Messina probably. Kenny
Loggins is amazing.
Is Kenny Loggins the undisputed king of movie soundtracks still? I feel like he is. I'm not talking about like Hans Zimmer or any of like. I'm not talking about scores. Yeah, I'm not talking about who's the guy? John Williams. Yeah. No. I'm saying like songs for movies. Obviously, you got Footloose.
Oh,
I'm All Right. Caddyshack.
Danger
Zone. Meet Me Halfway from Over the Top.
Bill Conti.
Huh?
Bill Conti.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, but did Conti? Forgive me. Did Conti do anything? I say anything other than Rocky, which is a world's classic. But wasn't he just Rocky?
Didn't he do You're the Best Around?
Did he?
No. You don't think so?
No, it was like Fred Johnson or something random. It wasn't. No, let me look it up. I don't.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure.
You're the Best Around. Hold on. It wasn't.
Joe Esposito was You're the Best Around. Yeah. But it was supposed to be for the Rocky movie.
But it was written by Bill Conti.
What was the other one, Kenny Loggins? The volleyball video that we watched. It's so funny.
Oh,
for the boy or
I don't remember the
Playing
name.
with the Boys.
Playing with the boys. Hey, you know what? Another great song off of Footloose. Let's hear it for the boy. We don't talk enough about Denise Richards
or Denise Williams
or her.
Yeah.
Say what? You were about to blow my mind.
Can I just say we don't talk enough about Denise Richards either?
I agree.
Footloose. I mean, when you look at, I'm looking at Kenny Loggins' top 5 on Spotify. Footloose, Danger Zone, Meet Me Halfway, Playing with the Boys, which was from the Top Gun soundtrack, and This Is It. This Is It?
Oh yeah, that's a great song. You don't know that? Of course you do.
I know If This Is It from Huey Lewis.
No, you don't know this song?
I'm sure I do. Oh God, yeah, okay. Yes, I know that song. Come on, I know that song.
His best is how about Heart to Heart?
Heart to Heart. Frank. You know what though? I'm telling you right now, if I didn't know this song and you just played the intro and said, whose song is this? I'm like, this is 100% Michael McDonald.
Yeah.
That's 100% of Michael McDonald intro. Return to Pooh Corner, which is what I did last time.
Go back.
That's why last time I had enchiladas. Okay, but this is kind of my point. Hey, what a fool believes with Michael McDonald.
See?
Here's the point.
We don't talk about Kenny.
We don't talk about Kenny Lofton enough.
Yeah.
And we just tried to talk about Kenny Lofton, and it turned into Kenny Loggins. Yeah. And we don't even include, like, Loggins and Messina. I don't really care about them. But one of Kenny Loggins' greatest songs is, even though we ain't got money, I'm so in love with you, honey. That's a great song.
But, okay, we're going to have to do it. If you did a Mount Kennymore, is Lofton on it?
Rogers.
And Loggins, for sure.
Rogers, that'd be a great band. Rogers, Loggins, Thomas. Ooh. Kenny King, former Raider, who came and visited me when I was at Oakland Children's Hospital.
Oh, wow.
There's a picture and everything. Kenny.
Maybe he is.
Maine? Oh. Kenny. I feel like my best friend growing up.
Kenny Shoes?
Kenny Keating. Kenny.
Wasn't that a shoe company?
Kenny. Oh, Kenney.
Or was it Kenny? Kenny or Kenny?
Okay. Kenner used to be, that's who made the Star Wars movies or toys. Yeah, I think you're right about Kenny. I think it was Kenney. Yeah. He might make Mount Kenny. No, he can't. Kenny Lofton isn't on Mount Kenny anymore. There's got to be. Kenny Lofton, unfortunately, would be ahead of our guy, Kenny Thomas, I think. On a national, on an international scale.
For sure.
I know we are forgetting a major. Kenny from South Park.
Killed Kenny. Did he ever die? Did they ever really kill Kenny?
I think at one point he
was dead for a while.
Yeah, I think at one point they legit killed him.
Now they stopped killing him. What's crazy is I think they stopped killing him like 20 years ago.
Is that right? Because I mean that was the whole thing at the very beginning. And
dude, I will never.
No, you killed Kenny.
You bastards! I will never forget. The first time I ever saw it was when I got out to. I got out to Minnesota, and my brother had it on, and I remember walking in like, "What is this cartoon?" He's like, "Dude, you got to watch this South Park thing. This kid's getting an anal probe." And sure enough, that's the first one. Sat down. That had to be what, 95, 96?
It was 97 or later.
I will say this. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I think South Park might be the smartest show in the history of television.
Wow.
I honestly believe it is.
Shade at Jeopardy.
The things that they have done and tackled somehow.
Yeah.
How have they never been canceled?
Well, then I would counter with Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Is it the smartest show in the history of TV?
Yeah.
Wow.
Go
back to the 90s?
I feel like that's a garbage statement on your part.
Wow.
Also, I've only seen like one episode, so I can't comment. Instinctually, I think that's a garbage statement, though. I think that's very Verlodian, but I could 100%.
It's a Verlodian slip.
Kenny Atkinson. Hey! Hired by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Here's my analysis. I don't know.
Does it hurt the Warriors? Any?
I don't know. Katie's asking me if I think that it's smarter than The West Wing. Well, The West Wing is my favorite TV show of all time, but I would just say the stuff South Park has tackled with impunity it just doesn't get enough credit for being a smart show. It's just little kids saying swear words to a lot of people.
And The West Wing is really stupid.
You're stupid.
It's Verlodian.
Scotty Barnes, we talked about it yesterday. Florida State Scotty Barnes picking up the check. He is the centerpiece of the Toronto Raptors. And OG Anunoby has opted out of his deal.
What does that mean?
That could have happened with Sacramento.
True.
Boy, did we maybe dodge a bullet there.
Or does that mean we're signing him?
No,
we can't sign him.
We can't sign him. Well, we should.
Too many aprons.
Too many options. We'll take a break. When we come back, who's hot, who's not, we'll go streaking. Oh, did I get to 6?
Whoa.
We'll find out in just 2 minutes.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SacktownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
At the Good Feet store, we take pain very seriously. Whether in the foot, knee, hip, or back, Good Feet makes over 300 styles, flexibilities, and sizes of pain-relieving arch supports. With 26 bones, 30 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments in each foot, a lot can go painfully wrong. So there's a trained arch support specialist at each Good Feet store to give you a precision fit. Come in for a free fitting and test walk. No appointment necessary. Good Feet arch supports are HSA, FSA eligible.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Shop Folsom Lake Kia for special offers right now. I'm Coach Doug Christie urging you to visit my friends at Folsom Lake Kia and save big on your next new or certified pre-owned vehicle right now. Visit FolsomLakeKia.com.
Hey, basketball fans, the draft is coming up and you don't want to miss it. Join Sacktown Sports 1140 for a draft watch party at Public House downtown, corner of 16th and L Streets on June 26th from 5 to 7 p.m. Draft day decisions and delicious eats with Sacktown Sports.
Award-winning country sensation Lee Brice is back.
One of them girls that ain't trying to meet nobody. You're just here.
Live in concert. Friday, June 28th, 7:30 p.m. The venue at Thunder Valley. Lee Brice. Special guest Abby Anderson. The venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss Lee Brice live.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot.
And what's not?
It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company and second opinion partner.
Is hot.
That would be the Red Sox, Sharon Duran.
Yeah.
Last night, the Red Sox 7-6 win over the Toronto Blue Jays. Duran was 3 for 5 with a double, 2 runs, and a game-winning RBI single in the 9th inning.
Ooh, that's pretty good. He's kind of come on the scene, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
Some have said that he's the biggest surprise of the baseball season.
Have some said that?
Some have.
Okay.
I've heard them.
Was it Kenny Lofton?
Who?
What are people talking about on the I don't want to get into this. Did Draper do a bit yesterday where he said that Drake is LeBron James? Is that right? I'm just going off what everyone's saying. I don't know. I'm in the dark on this one.
I think I heard something of Draper saying that he was the LeBron James of the station.
Oh, he's LeBron James of the stadium?
Of the stadium.
What, incredibly mercurial, wants to control things behind the scenes? What? No. I love Draper. What are you talking about? Who's not?
The Toronto Blue Jays.
I love everybody got quiet.
They are currently on a 7-game losing streak. They have been outscored 44-24 in those games. Their opponents are averaging 6.3 runs a game, and they are in last place in the AL East.
Yeah. I don't know, man. God, I hate baseball so much right now. I was looking at the Giants won yesterday, right? Nice little walk-off, beat the Cubbies. And they're 37-42. They have lost 7 of 10. They are 11.5 back of the Dodgers, and they are, well, now they're 3 back of the wild card. But the fact that they're 3 back of the wild card at 37 and 42, I'm all for. I've always been like, more playoffs.
Because that's the best baseball. But
I feel like 3 is maybe they went over a little bit there.
What if the Giants sneak their way in, go to the next round, play the Dodgers, and then beat the
Dodgers?
God,
that'd be fantastic.
It would be one of the best seasons ever.
Hey, it's an even year.
It is an even year. Who I can't. I want to give them credit. I honestly can't remember. I can't remember who said this. It was somebody in media, but I know we're not all. I know you guys like me. You're probably following baseball more than either of us, Jason. But just in general, we're aware of it. What currently can the Giants hang their hat on positive?
Their team?
Like legitimately. Like I'm talking pitching, hitting, what minor leagues, assets, youth, vet leadership. I'm saying like give me, and with no jokes, no puns. I'm being dead serious. What is their number one positive calling card from the team?
Yeah, it hasn't developed this year. I would have said before the year, Webb and Snell, that 1-2 potential.
Yeah.
Snell's been awful and injured. And then even Robbie Ray was a former Cy who's coming back. So that would be it, but that's not happened to this date. It's not happened.
Well, I would agree. I would agree. Like, I mean, you're going broader than, or more specific than I was even saying. Like, okay, what's their number one thing? Logan Webb.
Right.
That's their number one thing in the whole. But I'm saying, broadly speaking. Oh, well, you know what? They're bad at everything, but they're young. You know what? The whole team sucks, but they're minor leagues.
I want to
say. That's what I'm saying.
I want to say I saw a stat where they have the most wins as like a complete franchise than all the other teams in baseball. Like consider all their.
But like over history, right?
No. Like this season with like all of their minor leaguers.
Really? Oh, well, that's interesting. If that's real,
yeah, take that with a grain of salt.
If that's real,
Sabrina Ionescus.
Do we have that?
I could grab it in a second.
Grab it in a second. I thank you for reminding me of that, Chris. I had a feeling you wouldn't. I had a feeling you wouldn't forget. Let's go streaking real quick. That's the big one.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
Streaking. All right, we're going to go in reverse order today because Dave, the drama's around Dave right now.
Oh, yeah.
As the streak leader.
The big 5.
With 5. Chris and I had 0, but you might have, if you listened closely to who's hot, Chris gave us Jarren Duran.
Mm-hmm.
That's who Chris picked yesterday. So Chris goes from 0 to 1 because he got 5 plate appearances. He got those 3 hits, including the walk-off.
Yeah.
So Chris is at 1. Way to go, Chris.
Well done.
Let's see if I can join him because I was at 0 trying to get to 1. And I picked from the Philadelphia Phillies, Trey Turner.
Hey.
Trey Turner. Hey, Trey.
Hey, Trey.
He got up 5 times.
Yeah. Oh, that's a lot.
They got a lot of hits and a lot of runs.
So then he had to have had, I'm going to say over-under on hits, 1.5.
I'm going to say you're wrong.
Oh.
He went under, but he got 1.
Hey.
That's all I needed.
Well, everybody's got a hit so far.
But the pressure's not on us.
No.
It's on you.
Yeah.
What was the season best? What was your season best? Excuse me. Like 7 or 8?
Yeah, I think
7?
so. Yeah.
Your career best, I think, is 11?
11, and then you just pooped on it.
I returned to Pooh Corner.
Yes, you did.
You were at 5, trying to get to 6, but you were relying on Adley Rutschman of the Baltimore Orioles.
I was.
4 plate appearances yesterday, Carmichael Dave. And Adley Rutschman got 1 hit.
Oh my God, you misdirected me on that one. I absolutely thought I was screwed. Adley Rutschman. Awesome.
So you're at 6. I'm at 1. Chris is at 1.
I call him Ad Rock.
Yeah,
my guy.
It's your long time. He's been
long time.
So now you start to get to 7. Like this is people. The streets start talking. So
the streets have been talking a lot lately about this. It's crazy.
Yeah. Let's go streak.
Like, hey, Dave Streak, really?
All right.
Wow.
Pressure to get to 7 today. And if you need more time, I'm going to go first.
Go ahead.
From the New York Yankees, who are playing the New York Mets, Alex Verdugo.
Alex Verdugo up to the plate and hopefully get a hit for you.
Yes.
Okay. Chris Roulette?
I'm taking Shohei Ohtani.
Never heard of him.
I've heard he's good. You know what? Give me Frederick Von Freemanhofer.
It's not a real name.
Hey, says you.
Fred E. Freeman?
Fred
Eaglehoffer?
Yes, absolutely.
You guys have 2 Dodgers. Who are they playing?
The White Sox. Yeah.
They let him use a T, don't they?
The White Sox, they know if they win a game, they get like juice boxes. They still have powder Gatorade.
They've got to,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know that I've seen that, but they have to.
You got to think the old fill up a cooler, throw the powder of Gatorade in there, big old kilo of Gatorade, drop it in there.
Where have you last seen
Uncut
that?
Gatorade.
Right, absolutely. Oh, God, you just reminded me of something.
Oh.
Hey, kids, or anyone else out there, here's a tip. Remember earlier we started with irrigate your ears?
Mm-hmm.
If you ever come across powdered Gatorade, under no circumstances should you snort it. Which is, unfortunately, what myself and about 4 other Del Paso Eastern Little Leaguers did. And that's a buried memory right there. I think we were 8. And the whole thing, we weren't even doing like a drug. It wasn't even a drug thing. Oh,
Before or after the triple play.
Well, let me tell you
that,
Jason.
with an asterisk.
Come on.
Hey, what happened was the newspaper article hit. Next thing you know, man, it's women and media and paparazzi everywhere. And it just got to me.
I thought you learned from Len Bias.
I developed a serious Gatorade problem. Wow. No, it wasn't even like we didn't even know.
Don't even tell me what you did with Big
Is that
Mac.
why they called you Daryl Strawberry?
We didn't even know it was a drug. It wasn't a drug thing. It was like literally like we're stupid kids. Let's because I think somebody had like it said that they used to snort a pixie stick.
Oh, Fun Dip?
Right. Yeah. And so we were like, and it was orange. I'll never forget. This has been a repressed memory. And man, we all did it at the same time. And we didn't like, not to get too deep, but we didn't like, it didn't look like we were, I mean, I guess it did look like we were doing drugs, but it was just like stick the straw in a pile of it and just go, oh my God, it hurt. It was the worst. Like eyes tearing, like it had to like dissolve in your, it was the worst thing, dude. Stick to chewing Big League Chew.
High on electrolytes.
When we come back, we've got this is why my wife says you don't talk at home. That's why. We got the latest Kings news. We'll wrap all that up with the article in The Athletic. And yes, at 9:13, we'll get to JJ Redick audio. We'll do all that right now.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead. Outstanding ball movement by Sacramento.
Every triple, every jam, every Kings win.
Sabonis with the jam over the Joker. He's got the three-point shot.
Get your Kings fix all season long.
Right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up! and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
It's the Make This the Summer event, and it's going on now at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Hi, everyone. Leonard Harrington here, and I want to tell you how we make your buying experience at Lodi CDJR as easy as possible. You can come in for a visit, or you can do everything online at LodiCDJR.com. Just pick out the make and model you want and scroll through our large in-stock inventory. Next, schedule a test drive at the click of a button. If you want to finance your vehicle, you can start your paperwork online too, saving you plenty of time before you get here. And if you're looking to sell your vehicle or looking to buy, we'll give you an instant cash offer online too. At Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, we make it easier than ever to put you into a new vehicle. It's what we do. Online at LodiCDJR.com or in person. We're right off 99 in Kettleman, where we're open till 9 every night and Sundays after church.
Prices are better at the Low Price Center. Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Visit us at LodiCDJR.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Take it on the local level.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sacktown Sports. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
A lot of people during the break were on the back of the whole Gatorade fiasco, going over different things they did as kids that were stupid. And somebody said they
was Pet a Bowl up there?
No, almost getting gored to death by a bull was not up there. That's yours. Somebody mentioned eating paste. I gotta be honest.
You did?
A lot.
Last week?
It was so good.
We're figuring out where all of your sinus and stomach problems are coming from.
Man, excuse me.
It is.
I know, right?
That was the paste.
Dude, I'm talking about okay, so you know those little red rectangles that are in the cheese and crackers that you open up the cheese.
You take the wax off of it? Or?
You
get like a little red stick.
You get a little red stick.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, of course.
I'm talking about the Elmer's paste, not the glue, the squirty, the jar of paste that had the red Scoopy in it. And it was like this refreshing minty flavor. And I didn't just check it out though. I now remember this is about first grade, second grade. I didn't just try it once. I would legit I need a snack. I'm just pounding the paste, man.
Since we're getting this a lot here, I would say as a probably 3 or 4 year old, I would just swallow pennies.
I did too. I had to go to the doctor once. They took an x-ray and I had a bunch of pennies in my stomach. Dude, is that a thing? They did. Oh, I wish I could get my mom on the phone right now. She would back me up, man. They had to take a whole x-ray.
I don't know if your mom would want to back you.
Right. Well, and I don't remember much about it, but I think the doctor was basically like, well, they'll eventually find their way out. Okay. Before we, there we go. We're penny eaters. Before we go,
can you make change?
I think I did at some point.
Like a piggy bank,
just clink.
Instead of at the arcade where the guy with the Dave just pew
pew pew pew.
Yeah, shooting pennies again.
I need to roll a quarter. Give me a second. Before we get into
let me get the pace down first.
I got pace, pennies, snorting Gatorade. I'm a mess, dude. Do you have the audio I wanted real quick? This was our good friend Emran Pilati.
Yes.
He does his card show over the weekend, and he's fantastic. We love him to death. And another guy we absolutely love is our good friend Emil Fragoso. He's not a snack, he's Emil. And he's one of our good friends. He's one of the great contributors here. And again, I like pointing this out. We all make fun of ourselves, so we're, of course, going to make fun of other people. It's one thing to be wrong. It's another thing to be aggressively and openly wrong. And I heard this clip late yesterday after the show, and this episode of Dragging Our Colleagues. Here's a clip of Emil Fragoso correcting, which is his job, correcting our guy Emran Pilati over the weekend on a pronunciation.
I posted, or I'm about to post, a Sabrina Ionescu.
Ionescus.
Ionescus?
Ionescus.
There's no S at the end.
Yes, there is. Ionescus. I'm pretty positive.
Chris.
Hey, well, I didn't hear a comment from Chris.
How'd the date end on that one, Chris?
I think I was like, there's no S.
But you opted to not say anything. So let him stew in it.
Yeah, I should have. If I was good, I should have made it like, oh no, I think you got it wrong.
Totally should. No, it's Ionescus. Ionescus.
I like that. If we hear it again, like it's Ionescus, and but then there's like, no,
I'm pretty sure.
No, Ionescus.
Let's re-rack that.
I posted, or I'm about to post, a Sabrina Ionescu.
Ionescus.
Ionescus?
Ionescus.
There's no S at the end.
Yes, there is. Ionescus. I'm pretty positive.
Chris.
He doubled down and then hit us with the I'm pretty positive. Yeah. Ionescus.
Incorrect.
What was it you said yesterday? He was like, remember Michael Jordan?
Yeah. Jardin. I'm pretty sure it's Jardin. Pretty certain.
Ionescus. That sounds like a cologne from Giorgio Marni. Ionescus. Oh, poor Emil. We all do it, buddy. Hey, I introduced Pete Rose as the home run king. We've all been
Pete Rose.
Shut up, Chris. Yes, 2 Pete Rose. We lost that too, didn't we? God dang it. That was the best clip ever. Pete goes, what did he say? Something like, I really appreciate the compliment. Thank you for having me. But I think Barry Bonds have an issue with that. I knew he was the hit king. I mixed it up.
It happens.
It happens. Do you have a worst ever for yourself? Because you're pretty on it.
Yeah, but I mean, of course I've screwed. I don't.
Oh, I know yours.
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You probably still have that.
I would have to find it.
Oh, wait. Are we all thinking the same thing? Is it the one we can't play? But that wasn't Jason's fault.
No.
Oh.
What was that one?
That's the one when I wasn't here. And a song accidentally started playing at the really wrong time.
Was it Jason's fault?
Oh, yeah. No, I was a part of that.
That
was a big part of that, I guess.
I don't think we've ever played that, nor should we.
We have. That was
have we?
No, we didn't play the full thing. We just played the music on
that was the
Jay's
goodbye
last
show.
Day.
Yeah.
But we didn't. Did we play the?
Yes.
Oh, we did?
Yes, you did. Of course you did.
It's almost like I don't even know
Wasn't
how
that
you
the
play
goodbye?
I thought we just played the music as he was talking.
Okay, it's never a good thing when you leave the audience out. So I'll do the best I can with this. Jason's on. He opens the show. There was a very, very serious thing that had happened.
We didn't even open with the open.
It was like, this just happened. This is terrible news. And please keep in mind, this is why, and everyone's done this, so don't judge, but like, it's the worst thing that could happen ever, probably, when you're doing something like was it a shooting or something? I think
I believe so. And our own Harrison Barnes, like we went right into his comment,
he was
which was thoughtful and
incredibly thoughtful,
perfect, classic Barnes.
Just right, and like this is how serious it was. That's how the show opened.
Yes,
and so Harrison,
it was probably better that you weren't here.
It was a lot better. Oh my God, it was better that I wasn't here. And Harrison saying whatever profound, amazing thing he was saying about this incredibly serious thing. And here's what happened. Overnights, we play like, what was it, Fox Sports Radio or whatever it was, CBS Sports Radio, and it comes in on satellite. And so on our board, on Chris's board, you turn up the volume on that. You pot it up.
Which in this case was Jay.
Which in this case was Jay, Mars. Jay had forgotten to pot it down.
No, it wasn't even. It was like a freak thing that happened. It's supposed to just turn off on its own. And for some reason,
it didn't. Which never happens. So all of a sudden, out of the blue, while Harrison is talking about, I can't stress enough, the worst thing ever, all of a sudden, I believe it was the Damon Amendolara show that would rejoin. And so you hear, I'm not even going to like imitate Harrison Barnes. I'm just going to say, let's say it's me. You know, what happened was it was incredibly sad, the tragedy of it's just a good vibrations. And the whole pew, 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 like the worst song. There was like
time.
Pew, pew, pews and sirens and stuff.
It's a celebration.
It's a celebration. And my favorite part of this horrible thing, because Chris, of course, sent me the clip immediately.
You're the one that told me about it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Chris wasn't even here.
That's right. And was your face?
Because I have the panic of looking at like it's happened to you, like the board, like what do I have up? Right. What is playing? Right. And I'm thinking I didn't hit a button. I thought just something from Twitter, from the computer is playing.
And
I'm
you
like,
can't do anything. You don't know where it is.
And I shut everything off. I'm like,
oh my
it's
God.
Not me. And then Jay's looking at the board. I'm like, he wouldn't have put something up.
And what was your line? It was like, oh, that's not what we wanted to play.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, that one's not a shining moment.
No, that was... I felt the pain through, and it's like, look, it's a funny moment because God, nobody did anything on purpose, and it's like it's one of those like the worst things that could possibly happen. But
I know which other one Chris was talking about.
What?
Jason confused. Jason said his favorite Janet Jackson song was "Opposites Attract."
Yeah, just had a total brain fart.
I don't see the problem. What?
Nah, I totally butchered that. I don't know why I confused that.
Oh, did she sing Opposites? I think it was something like, it's MC Scat.
Right.
Yeah, because it was like, what was it? Yeah.
It was like a concert the night before.
For Janet, and I'm like, hopefully it did. Was MC Scat there? Did they sing Opposites Attract? And I was like,
no.
And then it was like a look. I'm like, what?
Right.
Oh my gosh! Wait, why did I say that? But
then you list the Paula Abdul's Rhythm Nation.
Exactly.
No, everyone. No, everyone. You cannot get a link to that sound. That sound is under lock and key.
It's gone.
It's gone. And Jacob wants to know.
Chris can be bought.
Jacob says, I mean this in a very respectful way. Can the audio engineer please put a limiter on the mics? I'm constantly turning the TV up and down. Does that mean like we get loud and quiet and then it's really loud and quiet?
Who was that?
It was Jacob on the chat. He's being very respectful, so I thought I'd share that. Hey, Jacob.
What?
Hey! Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll be better.
Yes, we will. All right. Why do we have a show? I don't know. The Kings were reportedly close to a deal with the Bulls on Alex Caruso. We're sad about that.
Yeah.
Isn't it kind of like Charlie and Lucy with the football at this point? Like, we're going to get
I don't feel like we're totally Charlie Brown at the moment. We've been Charlie Brown.
We've been Charlie Brown.
Many years.
A lot of Charlie Browning going on.
Yes.
The Kings are still reportedly being aggressive with their 13th pick.
I think they have to be.
I think they do too. I think all signs point towards they're going to move the pick, but takes 2 to 10.
But you have to be ready to make the pick if
right.
that's the case. And again, I think if they don't make a trade and they make the pick, I just don't think this team is going to be entirely that different going into the year. This is the chance to make the team different to me.
Yeah, I think so. I think that, this is it.
And hopefully for the better. That's the obvious.
Yeah, I am not a fan of them making the team worse.
That was a really bad trade.
That was a horrible trade. Oh, God. What if, Put the 13th pick in the draft, the Sacramento Kings draft, John Salmons. Why not?
I do hate that. They can't change it, but like technically, let's say we even hear a report tomorrow, day of the draft, and they're saying, oh yeah, all intel says the Kings and pick your team are making a deal. It's going to involve the 13th pick, and so we already know it. It's like, oh wow, and you kind of hear the framework of the trade, but it doesn't really happen there. And with the 13th pick, the Sacramento Kings select, so that person's going to put on the Kings hat, and we're like, they're getting traded to whatever, Miami, and it's like. But by theory, like Bismack Biyombo was drafted as a King. Well, he wasn't a King. Or Zach Collins drafted technically as a King. He was traded. Like,
what if it ends up being something like the Sacramento Kings have traded the 13th pick in the draft for the 2025 top 2 protected pick of the Charlotte Hornets? What if it's that? What if it's some other team wanted another lottery pick? They want to know where it is, or they like who's there. Yeah, like we're at the 12th pick. Nothing's happened. It's the Kings are on the clock. And then boom, that team that wanted that player sees that it's available at 13 and says, we're a bad team. We'll give you our lottery pick next year. Like on the surface, that's a great value deal probably.
But for next year, it's like
better draft reportedly, and you'll probably have a higher pick, but it's almost like I'm going to give you a box of GoBots for Christmas this year, but I'm taking them back because I'm going to give you 3 boxes of Transformers next Christmas. It's a better deal.
Yeah.
GoBots are like the great value of those types of toys. Great value brand.
Deal 2 Christmases ago.
That's exactly right. But you're like, oh, God, it's a better deal, but I have to wait a whole year?
I can wait.
You could wait?
Yeah.
You could handle that?
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, be prepared for some. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying I'm sure they've got a bunch of different levers they could pull. We'll take a break. We've avoided it all show. JJ Redick was introduced in Los Angeles yesterday. He said a bad word.
Got to watch that.
He said some other things as well. Well, he's got to watch it. There's kids listening. We'll talk about that next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
It's the ride everybody wants to be driving, and Elk Grove Kia has them in stock right now. I'm talking about the 2024 Kia Telluride. And my friends at Elk Grove Kia can get you behind the wheel of a 2024 Telluride SX for only $419 a month, plus taxes and fees. Whenever I see one of these driving down the road or next to me at a red light, I just stop and admire it because the Kia Telluride just looks iconic. And not only is the Kia Telluride beautiful, it's got room for the whole family. There's a seating capacity for up to 7 passengers. Plus, it's loaded with tech. So is the 2024 Kia Telluride the right ride for you and your family? Come on down to Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall. Give it a test drive. And just a heads up, when you're here at Elk Grove Kia, you're going to be treated very well. You're not going to get this kind of car buying experience in Roseville, Vacaville, Sacramento, or Davis. That's why Elk Grove Kia has so many 5-star reviews. Again, check them out in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online, elkgrovekia.com. 24-month lease, $0 security deposit, 20 cents per mile over 10,000 miles per year, $4,999 due at signing based on approval of credit. VIN number 501850, ends June 30th, 2024.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Continuing the chat, or the conversation on the chat. Then we're going to get into JJ Redick here. But when I mentioned that GoBots were the generic version of Transformers, like another great comparison would be like Hydrox is like the GoBots of Oreos. Fun fact, I should say, Hydrox were actually introduced in 1908.
Yeah, they're older than
Oreos 1912. What happened?
Oreos are better.
But are they? Like, if you
Yes.
did a blind taste test,
I think I could.
Oreo, and no screwing around with like double stuff or the
Right.
flavored ones. I'm talking about the OGs.
Want me to make that a Friday Fun and Games blind taste test?
Oh yeah,
I think so.
Okay.
Like, look, dude, you can see Hydrox on there, but
yeah, but you can't.
That's an Oreo, right? Is it the filling?
I think the Oreo cookie is better than the Hydrox cookie.
I agree.
Interesting.
All right, maybe that's this week's Friday Fun and Games.
Friday Fun and Games.
Can you take? What else can I do? Like I want to do like the limes, like a 7-Up, Sprite,
and what is that? Starry.
Yeah, because there used to be Slice is gone, right?
I think Slice is like Starry now. I don't know if they're the same, but yeah, like Slice is gone now. It's Starry.
Okay.
I think also be fun would be, and I'll help out on this.
Should we each bring one?
Yeah. I'll do this. I'll do the water. So like what I'm saying is like a bottle of Fiji water, which is probably the most popular tap, and then like Crystal Geyser or some Walmart brand or whatever, like 3, and which is which, right?
Mm-hmm.
Although I'll tell you, if one of them was Smart Water, that one I could pick out of the line. I don't care. Give me 20 waters, I'll pick Smart Water. Dude, Smart Water has a very unique tinniness to it. I do not like Smart Water. You want to tell? Bring in Smart Water then.
All right.
It's more like dumb water. All right, so you're doing the cookies. Do you know
I'll take care of it.
Do you even know where to get Hydrox?
We'll see.
Hydrox. JJ Redick was hired as the Lakers head coach, and he said a lot of things, including motivation.
I have never coached in the NBA before. I don't know if you guys have heard that. My motivations for doing this, it starts with a very simple foundation of service. I think about the greatest moments, especially towards the end of my career, was about helping players. And so it starts with the desire to serve players, to serve the Lakers organization, to serve our fans. It's also about competition and performance, collaboration, leadership. These are the things that drive me, and they will all be important as I build out my staff, as we think about the people we want to draft and get in free agency, and as we think about player development.
Well, there's one thing we know about JJ Redick. He's going to be the master of the press conference. He's going to sound good, and he's broadcasty, and he's smart. I just don't know how he's going to be.
Yeah, I mean the press conference is always fun, right?
Yes.
You want to. I would rather have someone win that and feel good about it, but that's kind of irrelevant to coaching. I remember who's the guy that Sirianni, Nick Sirianni's first press conference.
Yeah, it was
I
terrible.
Oh my goodness, is he going to make it through? Whatever noise he hears first, right? Like just a shiny object over here.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he wins the Super Bowl.
He's like, is this guy stinky?
Right.
I don't know.
I
You have to
don't
wait
know.
and see. But he got it done, right? I mean, that guy for a year plus has been pretty good.
Did JJ Redick collude with LeBron James on becoming the head coach, since they have, a podcast together?
He didn't provide any advice. LeBron and I did not talk about the Lakers job until Thursday afternoon, about 30 minutes after I was off.
You know what?
What?
Because right when I heard that, I go, that's not true. And then you hear, what? Was that your dad in there?
What was that? Hold on.
Go back.
Until Thursday afternoon, about.
Is that LeBron?
What was right after he said we did? Wasn't that right after he said we didn't talk?
Yeah.
LeBron and I did not talk about the Lakers job until Thursday afternoon, about 30 minutes after I was offered the job. And that was very intentional on both our parts. I knew I had an understanding that he did not want to be involved in this. And for me, I didn't want to go down the path of hypotheticals with someone that I consider a friend and someone that I have a great amount of respect for. So for us, it just came down to literally Thursday afternoon. And I talked to him for about 15, 20 minutes and got off the phone. That was it.
That's all I care about. I didn't even pay attention to anything
who
else
said
he said.
that?
Who
did that?
said the brah?
Until Thursday afternoon.
Can someone help us out? We've been doing this show for 4 hours. Has this been sussed out? Has anybody, that's, first off, credit to JJ Redick for not pausing.
Yeah.
What was that? That could not have been a media member. That had to be a play. I mean, was it?
I think it
The
was.
thing I was thinking it could be is like someone working in the back and like spilling something or that. And just
Was that my dad? Was my dad at the press conference? What are we doing?
Wait, play that again.
The Lakers' job until Thursday afternoon.
That's what it was. That's the best part of the press. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Let's see if it keeps happening. What about expectations?
Sitting in this seat, I know what the expectations are. Lakers fans have some of the most passionate fans around the world. The expectation is a championship. And so it's my job, it's our staff's job, it's Rob's job, it's all of us to deliver a championship caliber team.
Okay.
That's what I signed up for.
Okay.
You don't believe that he didn't talk to LeBron.
My butt.
Right. That's why I feel like that's a media member going,
So, right. Well, you think a media? No, well, maybe you're right. I hope you're right. I also feel like if that was a media member, he would have stopped and looked like, what are you doing? Or we would have heard, like, Jason Stark from the blah, blah, blah said, derp, 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 and it's a thing, and he'd be on the show. I hope it was. I was just a random fan in the background.
Genie bus. You didn't talk to him?
That was Kurt Rambis. Here's JJ Redick saying a bad word.
You know, it's been a really interesting 6 weeks or so, just in terms of being part of the engagement farming industry. You know, it's been really interesting. However, I don't really have a great answer for your question because I really don't give a fuck. Like, honestly, I want to coach the Lakers. I want to coach the team. I don't want to dispel anything. I don't. I want to become a great coach in the NBA, and I want to win championships, and I want my players to maximize their careers. That's all I fucking care about.
Okay.
I heard, and I love that. I heard a clap.
I love that. Okay, so was there an audience? Were there some fans?
Because people definitely reacted to the first F-bomb.
Yes.
But then people like
Then you heard more after that.
But I heard a clap.
Yeah.
Tonight's Lakers press conference is brought to you.
Right? What is going on? Isn't it? This is how stupid we are. Like, he's saying all these substantive things, and we're supposed to be breaking
We're here
down
in the background.
We're like, who is the guy? And what are they saying? Well, you figure it out for yourself. I didn't.
I have never coached in the NBA before. I don't know if you guys have heard that. My motivation.
Well, that wasn't it, huh? It was this one.
He didn't provide any advice. LeBron and I did not talk about the Lakers' job until Thursday afternoon.
I have to know what that was.
Someone getting shocked back there?
Did not talk about the Lakers' job until Thursday afternoon.
Someone that's the noise you make when you see you got a parking ticket.
That's what if the press conference was brought to you by Budweiser and they're bringing back the what's up
until Thursday afternoon, about 30 minutes after I was off.
God, I hope that's wrong. I hated those commercials. When we come back, what to watch, and then we'll have crosstalk with Chris Watkins and stuff coming up right after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Tuesday. We're looking at plenty of cloud cover as we start out the morning. That leads to a mild start as well. Chance for a few isolated showers possible, but many areas remain dry. It'll stay warm today with highs in the mid-90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Shop Folsom Lake Kia for special offers right now. I'm Coach Doug Christie urging you to visit my friends at Folsom Lake Kia and save big on your next new or certified pre-owned vehicle right now. Visit FolsomLakeKia.com.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
No one knows the importance of a great assist more than Lowe's and Leo Messi. That's why we've teamed up to give My Lowe's Rewards members 10 times the points when Messi makes an assist during CONMEBOL Copa America USA 2024. Activate this offer starting June 20th, so when Messi assists, you score. Shop the day after an assist to earn those extra points. Not a My Lowe's Rewards member? Join for free today. Visit Lowe's.com/Messi for more details.
Something amazing is happening in data management. Even though storage needs are constantly changing, companies are only paying for what they need now. That's because CDW customized a Pure Storage Evergreen One SLA-driven storage as a service solution that delivers enterprise-grade hybrid cloud storage that is effortless, efficient, and evergreen. Simplify storage administration with Pure Storage and CDW. Make amazing happen. Find out more at cdw.com/purestorage.
Got a drain that's clogged up? Or maybe a toilet? Or a faucet that just won't quit leaking? Kenny and Jerry are here from Bell Brothers, and we want you to know that it does make a difference which plumber you call.
At Bell Brothers, we respect your time by showing up when we say we'll be there. Our technicians are all background checked and drug tested, and will greet you with a smile.
They're trained to do the job right the first time, and they carry over 1,000 parts on their trucks, so they won't have to order something and then come back later.
They leave the work area cleaner than they found it, and your final bill will be the same as they quoted. That's why they call us the No Surprise Guys.
So if you need a plumber, it does make a difference who you call. Call Bell Brothers. Our number is 916-444-1234, or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com. That's 916-444-1234, or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers. Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Stuck in a downtown meeting marathon? Need a post-work pick-me-up? Head over to Public House Downtown, the corner of 16th and L Streets. That's right, Public House Downtown, your one-stop shop for good times. With 60 beers on tap, come catch the game on 25 HD TVs. Public House Downtown serves up creative American food all day long. Lunch, happy hour, dinner, and even weekend brunch. Public House Downtown. Food, beer, sports. Want to see the menu or plan your visit? Check out their website at phdowntown.com. Find your crew and find your fun at Public House Downtown.
latest in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Job until Thursday afternoon. Job until Thursday afternoon. Job until Thursday afternoon.
Put it out on social media. That'll figure it out. Who is the 1920s gangster that was in the background reacting to J.J. Redick saying he hadn't talked to LeBron?
Job until Thursday afternoon.
We'll see. Cubs at Giants tonight. If we get reporting on this breaking news, we will let you guys know who that was in the background or what that was all about. Also, A's at the Angles of Anaheim of Los Angeles. That's happening tonight. And on this day in sports history, Jason Ross.
Yes.
Not as good as yesterday, where we had, amongst other things, Ben Simmons. Sir Ben Simmons, is let's call him, the number one pick in the draft. Texas Rangers shortstop Toby Harrah did not handle a fielding chance in either game of a doubleheader on this day in 1976.
What are the chances? A shortstop doesn't have a play in
2 games,
54 outs?
That's ridiculous. That'll never get broken.
Yeah.
What was was it all lefties, and was the pitcher throwing 10 miles an hour?
Oh no,
that is weird. Oh, what a lazy bastard.
Yeah, what did you do? Did he get paid?
What I want to know is did he also have like 8 errors and they just went through his legs? Speaking of the Lakers, now all you hear about the Lakers is
until Thursday afternoon.
But on this day in 1979, also a classic Smashing Pumpkins song.
Yes,
the Lakers with the with the number one pick in the NBA draft, the Los Angeles Lakers select Irvin Magic Johnson. It's a pretty good pick.
It worked out. Then they win was that the one they won the coin flip to get, or was that for James Worthy? There was something about a coin flip.
I feel like it was James Worthy. That does sound kind of familiar. Hey, remember we were talking about Kenny Lofton earlier and how the guy said that we as a society don't talk about Kenny Lofton's career enough. Do we not talk about Magic Johnson's career enough anymore? Like, I feel like if you talk about Magic Johnson, it's his silly, obvious takes on Twitter.
Sure.
His business and ownership stuff.
Yeah.
The fact that he's still going incredibly strong after being diagnosed with HIV. I don't know, other things, the talk show.
Yeah.
But do we talk enough about the fact that like Magic Johnson is one of the greatest players ever and was like an insane point guard and the $1 Million Smile and the advertising? Like Jordan gets all the credit. I get it. But like Magic was a dude.
Yeah. And there was, this was before even working in this industry at all, but like Magic was my favorite player growing up.
Sure.
And that was one I was defending for. I'm like, Magic's the greatest of all time. He's better than Jordan. And then over time, I was like,
yeah,
all right, I guess I gotta change that. But if at one point I thought he was the greatest of all time, and then Jordan passes him, why wouldn't he be 2, 3, 4? Like, he's still way up there.
Got to be in the conversation.
Sure.
My goodness. And on this day in 1997, ding-a-ling, ding, 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 with the number one pick in the NBA draft, the San Antonio Spurs select out of Wake Forest, Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan, who will forever be underrated. Even though everyone, like, no one says anything bad about Tim Duncan.
Right.
Nobody says like, oh, that Tim Duncan, he was.
But why wouldn't he be considered one of the greatest of all time?
When you ask, for example, and I know you ask this a lot, when you ask, for example, like who's the greatest power forward of all time? Well, Tim Duncan had 5 NBA championships, 3 finals MVPs, won the MVP of the NBA twice, was a 15-time All-Star, 10-time All-NBA first, 3 NBA second, 2 NBA third teams. And, oh, by the way, 8-time All-Defensive first team, 7-time All-Defensive second team. Put those two together. That's 15 years. He was on the first or second team. Oh, he was Rookie of the Year. And I believe, yes, a bronze medalist. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Tim.
Tim.
Right? And Tim Duncan, he was, How does that work? He was born in the U.S. Virgin Islands, so he's an American, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how it technically? Yeah, because he played for the U.S. and.
Yeah, but getting us a bronze. Good job, good effort.
Why do I feel like Tim Duncan was a swimmer?
He was.
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a thing? That was a thing. He was like a really good swimmer.
And I want to say he was doing that representing the U.S. Virgin Islands.
What is that? You can't double dip.
Yeah, you can.
No.
You're an American citizen.
Do they have their own Olympic team?
Yes.
Well, what
They don't have their own Olympic basketball team.
But what do they have their own Olympic team for if they're America? I'm asking.
And
Shouldn't
why
they be?
Puerto Rico has their own Olympic team.
That's a great point right there. Why? I'm just saying, I'm not against it. Just saying that's weird. I feel like that's weird. Like, I'm an American, but then I'm not, but I am, but I'm not. But then we have two teams, but we shouldn't. But we should, and it's fine. But really, is it? You feel I'm getting the look that you do not fathom why I possibly have a question.
I don't know what the rules are.
No, right. Like
because then why is like England and Scotland and Wales
different?
Why are they all under Great Britain?
Right, they're all the United Kingdom, right?
Yeah.
But like they have their own I don't know why this is how I remember it, but who was it? It was Ryan Giggs used to play for Manchester United and was like Englandy Englandton, but he had to play for Wales because that's where he was from. Well, why couldn't he play on the England team? I mean, if Tim Duncan could play basketball for America, but then swim for the U.S. Virgin Islands.
I don't think he was able to do that.
Oh,
I think that was like when he was in college.
And then he had to like make the switch.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay. Well, that was almost a controversy right there.
Almost. We dodged it.
We're honestly, if you look back at these short 3.5 hours, we have covered a lot. We have redesigned the sports landscape of Sacramento.
True.
We've talked about snorting Gatorade and eating paste.
Mm-hmm.
Hydro.
Pennies.
And
pennies.
We is doing a lot of lifting there.
That's yeah. Well, you ate whatever penny eater.
Penny, yeah.
Penny unwise.
Isn't that a Lionel Richie song? Penny lover. You don't know that one?
She's a penny lover. You never
Hall & Oates,
been a
penny eater.
penny. Whoa, here she comes. She's a penny eater.
Yeah.
Penny eater in my heart. That was a Beatles song too. We'll take a break. When we come back,
who knows?
You've been waiting for it. It's happening. Crosstalk, Styles and Watkins. And we will finally settle this beef once and for all. Right?
Sure.
Okay. You don't want to go away. Fireworks coming up next.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Styles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Gabby.
Hey, Gabby. It's Jennifer Coolidge. Hi. I'm so glad I reached you at 2 a.m.
Oh, of course. Anyone with a Discover card can call and talk to a real person 24/7. Now, how can I help?
Yeah, I used my Discover card to buy these yellow pleather pajamas, and I'm just not sure I'm pulling them off.
24/7 U.S.-based customer service. It pays to Discover. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/credit card.
No one knows the importance of a great assist more than Lowe's and Leo Messi. That's why we've teamed up to give My Lowe's Rewards members 10 times the points when Messi makes an assist during CONMEBOL Copa America USA 2024. Activate this offer starting June 20th, so when Messi assists, you score. Shop the day after an assist to earn those extra points. Not a My Lowe's Rewards member? Join for free today. Visit Lowe's.com/Messi for more details.
Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino. Sacramento's summertime heat is back. And of course, Cap Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, wants to invite everyone to soak up some air conditioning, still with the most variety of table games in the region. And as always, the best food, best service, and the best action, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Capital Casino, of course, reminding everyone to please make sure you gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
At the Good Feet store, we take pain very seriously. Whether in the foot, knee, hip, or back, Good Feet makes over 300 styles, flexibilities, and sizes of pain-relieving arch supports. With 26 bones, 30 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments in each foot, a lot can go painfully wrong. So there's a trained arch support specialist at each Good Feet store to give you a precision fit. Come in for a free fitting and test walk. No appointment necessary. Good Feet arch supports are HSA, FSA eligible.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Any golfer would be thrilled to listen to Jack Nicklaus talk, and I had to tap the enthusiasm brakes a bit when I had a chance to interview him. But over the course of 40-plus years, Nicklaus wrote enduring words in Golf Digest magazine. Max Adler compiles some of the best. Nicklaus says, "When I putt, I hold my breath before initiating the stroke to keep my head and body still." About putting, he said, "I visualize the putter shaft as being extremely limber, almost as flexible as a length of rope, which means the only way I can get the club head to swing truly is to stroke putts very softly." He said, "The harder I want to hit a shot, the slower I try to begin the swing." About the game, he said, "The key to playing well is to understand who you are as a person and then manage that. I'm finding now more than ever that the game of a lifetime can give you the time of your life without ever striking a shot." Sounds pretty much like life itself. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
It's the Make This the Summer event, and it's going on now at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Hi, everyone. Leonard Harrington here, and I want to tell you how we make your buying experience at Lodi CDJR as easy as possible. You can come in for a visit, or you can do everything online at LodiCDJR.com. Just pick out the make and model you want and scroll through our large in-stock inventory. Next, schedule a test drive at the click of a button. If you want to finance your vehicle, you can start your paperwork online too, saving you plenty of time before you get here. And if you're looking to sell your vehicle or looking to buy, we'll give you an instant cash offer online too. At Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, we make it easier than ever to put you into a new vehicle. It's what we do. Online at LodiCDJR.com or in person. We're right off 99 in Kettleman, where we're open till 9 every night and Sundays after church.
Prices are better at the low price center. Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Visit us at LodiCDJR.com.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things.
And now,
here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
There we go. Good morning. Hey, I feel like I'm back in school, right? Good morning. Good morning.
Let's try that again.
The icebreaker.
We we got a meal earlier on the INSCUS thing.
How'd he take it?
Don't know. I haven't talked to him yet.
Oh, we just aired it.
Yeah, we just aired it. Oh, yeah, we haven't talked to him.
What
yet.
was the feedback?
Do we still have that, by the way, Chris? Yeah, we
liked his hesitation in there, but then he doubles down.
Yeah, it was. While Chris is bringing that up, by the way, guys, do you have any insight on this?
Job until Thursday afternoon.
Who is in the background of J.J. Redick's press conference when he's talking about LeBron James?
Job until Thursday afternoon.
Kind of sounds like you.
Right? That's something I would do. I need to know who this was because it sounds like, what do we say, 1920s gangster?
Yeah, but like, is that a media member going, you talk to LeBron? I mean,
Right. That's how I think they tried to, people were writing it.
Yeah.
Like a media member said,
because I didn't believe that he hadn't talked to LeBron. That's what I was thinking, but I wouldn't have made the audible noise.
He's not going to go,
Yeah.
Was it TMZ?
Maybe.
It always is.
Maybe
you
it's
have
the
that?
same person who was moaning at Luca's press conference.
There was somebody moaning.
You don't remember that?
Oh yeah. I thought those were players.
Yeah, that was strange.
What?
You don't remember that?
Like which press conference?
It was, I think it was in the conference finals.
Yes.
Searching Luca moaning, and that was probably a bad idea.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Oh, wait, here, it says someone played the moaning prank
They've
clip.
just playing
I don't
stuff
know if
straight
it's
from
a-
Twitter.
Okay, I hope this
This
is
dangerous.
Oh, this is really dangerous. Hold on.
just our sharing the ball and our energy was great.
Okay, all right.
Wait, what?
Is that what we were talking about?
Yes.
You guys don't know about that?
I did not know about
did.
it. Wait, that's real. That's
Yes.
His reaction.
Yeah.
Who was
it?
I'm
It's like,
afraid.
yes.
I'm afraid to play the.
What do you think?
Okay, that was the best thing I've ever seen Luka do.
That was his best finals appearance.
I think everything I said about James Harden back. That was great.
Did they crack the case? What happened?
I do
never heard.
think eventually somebody has cracked the case, but I
Oh,
it was Pablo
Occasionally
Torre.
you'll find on Twitter, it's like, hey, check out this soccer move, and you'll see it, and it's like a soccer thing, but then there'll be like this loud moaning.
No,
so that's how they
gotta be
get you.
careful.
Yeah,
Were they in Skydome? Remember that one? That was the best.
You know, speaking of Ioniscus, and Chris and I,
Hold on, let's play the audio
Yeah.
here real quick. Here's
I
the-
posted, or I'm about to post, a Sabrina Ionescu.
Ionescus.
Ionescus? There's no S at the end.
Yes, there is. Ionescus. I'm pretty positive.
Chris.
Yes, I.
Best part is he just doubles it. Yes, there is.
Yeah.
There actually is, dude.
Chris, I was gonna bring this up, and we're just kind of throwing him under the bus. But Chris, yesterday when we were doing our breakdowns of the trade targets, were you getting a Pat Connaughton from Nate, or were you getting Connaughton?
Oh,
I don't know. I didn't hear that.
I was getting a Connaughton.
Connaughton?
Yeah.
It's close enough.
Remember that guy who used to play for the Kings, Hito Turkoglu?
Yes.
He was amazing.
Turkey glue. It's like one of the early stuff. Like,
Oh,
that
yeah.
doesn't seem right.
It is tasty though.
Yes.
Oh,
People
God.
used to randomly throw a B into Paige's last name too.
Where?
What? At first I thought he meant like
Instead of
Wait.
bitch.
That's just an excuse.
So wait, how would they
think
throw
so.
a B in there?
Oh, like
Stoyakov?
the- yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that way. No, the one that always bothered me is because he's one of the great. Jason knows where I'm going. He's one of the greatest of all time. But Kevin Harlan never got Paige's name right. It was Stojakovic. The whole time Peja played, it was Peja Stojakovic. And it's like, at some point, can someone please IFB the guy in his ear and be like, it's Stoy. It's not Stee.
I found some other audio from the archives
Oh,
that we were talking about earlier.
Oh, God.
The home run king himself, Mr. Pete Rose. Pete, it's Dave, Katie, and Nate. Thanks for joining us. How are you?
I'm doing well today, and I appreciate that. But actually, Barry Bonds is.
I said the home run king.
I hadn't heard that in a long time.
I hadn't heard forever.
So bad.
We were going over. Did you find the other one?
No.
Yeah, of course you did. We were going over bad moments on the air, of which I still think, even though it was 100% not his fault, Jason has the worst. But
What
that
type
was
of deflection is that?
no. That's like that's not an insult to Jason. He knows what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't his fault.
I know you guys just heard some trash.
Yeah, but that was
Jason's trash.
His is way
that was
worse.
self-inflicted. Obviously, that was 100% my fault. Like, I obviously knew he's the home run king. I know he's the hitting king, the hit king, but it's just like brain or whatever, and that happened.
Chris, you know which one I made me think of now? And you probably have it somewhere. The update from Don's God Voice.
No. Oh,
I have that somewhere.
That's got to be somewhere.
Or the show that was on before us, he would kind of he would talk. They did
He had
something
a
to the
modulator,
board.
so he would click it and he'd go like, "Hi, this is God." It was one of those.
And so I followed the show, and the first thing I was doing an update, and I came on and I'm like,
I remember
"Good afternoon," and I'm like, whoa, and I can't fix it. I'm like, whoa. And then I'm laughing, and everything's funny, but I'm like, I don't know how to fix it. Whoa, I sound crazy.
Oh, the kittens turned out. Oh, that's not how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Oh my
I have that
gosh.
somewhere.
Worst thing that's ever happened to you? Worst mistake you made on the air? You?
I can't say it.
I can't say it. That means you have to say it.
I have to play it for you after.
Didn't Eric Hasseltine drop an MF on the Raider Report one time when he was driving back? I know that's true. It was early in the morning, and I think he was hungover, and he called in, and he dropped an MF, I think, live on the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know he's told this story before, but instead of taking, and now I'm going to be careful for basketball, taking a shot.
Oh,
we played that on the night show.
Yeah, we did. All right. Celebrity birthdays are brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Meant to be spent with family and friends, and now that brings family and friends together with Crumble Cookies.
Happy birthday today, guys, to Dikembe Mutombo.
I didn't even know. Oh, Dikembe.
Not today.
Not today. Dikembe Mutombo is 58.
I'm actually Yeah, I'm going to say he's a little younger than that. I'm doing the math in my head. I'm going to say he's 54.
Wrong. What?
61.
Ooh, that's what I was going to say. 60.
We have a correct answer.
That's going to be hilarious if it's Alan.
And it belongs to Carmichael Dave, 58 for
Thank
Dikembe
you. Thank
Mutombo.
you, Georgetown.
I was
Dikembe
assuming he
Mutombo.
was 28 when they were in the finals, and I was 11.
You assumed wrong.
So he was a little older.
Ionescus.
Happy birthday, Ricky Gervais.
Pearsall.
Why don't we do the guessing? Oh, it's because of the one thing.
But it was
I can.
Dikembe.
Shut up.
Because he kept
of
doing
the
something.
one
You
thing.
should.
Yeah.
This is a good one. I have no
Was
idea.
it Ricky Fowler?
Gervais.
I don't.
Ricky Gervais is.
Do you know who that is?
Yes.
62.
I know the face.
But he could be 52. I don't know. I'll say 62.
Who's this? Ricky Henderson?
59.
What was your guess?
62.
62, 59.
59.
I'll say 60.
Is it Ricky the Dragon Steamboat?
54.
Ah.
Yeah, very good.
No correct answers, but the closest is Carmichael Dave, 63. You're one off.
He's hot.
It's my
Wow.
day.
Hot.
Hey, hold on. Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, it's Nate.
Hey, Nate.
Hey. To be fair, Nate, there was a mistake on the schedule because Nate,
There
listen, hear
was.
me out, because Nate, today is Tuesday, and Nate accidentally looked at last week's schedule. He wasn't on Tuesday, so he wasn't going to come in today, except he was on last week's schedule on Tuesday, and Nate's just one of those lovable booger eaters that we love so much.
He's
I
here.
say that
He got
with
hit by a
love.
car, man.
He
Yeah,
did. I'm starting to wonder if that's true.
At some point, you got to pick yourself up by your bootstraps.
That's a great point.
Happy birthday, Dell.
Curry.
Yeah.
Rogers.
Ooh.
My guy.
Del Curry is 63.
How?
Well, he was 62 last year. My thoughts.
I think he's 68.
No way, dude. He was on my
my
fantasy
God.
I
basketball.
want to go higher.
61.
60.
68 and 61
60.
are completely different.
What did you say, Chris?
60.
We have a correct answer. You think it's you, huh?
No chance.
It's the youngest guess of them
literally
all.
a 0% chance.
When did he have Steph?
How it could have been 27. What's Steph? 30?
Have you
34. So 34 years ago. Is when
It's 26.
Steph is not 34.
Okay, then.
It's 35.
Oh.
25 years ago.
Oh, my God. Del Curry was 25 when he had a kid. Film at 11. What? What's coming up on the show today? No time for that. Styles and Watkins coming up next. Bye-bye now.
The only place you'll find De'Aaron Fox is Sacktown Sports.
Spins away from the defender in the paint. Soft floater. That's a great play by De'Aaron Fox.
Hey, Sacramento, it's De'Aaron Fox, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think.